Okay, everybody's got a fucking podcast. I mean, we have a podcast, so obviously anyone can do it.
Wait, this is a podcast? Are you recording right now?
Technical difficulties.
No, you don't have to say anything. I'm going to edit it out.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
I put mayonnaise on a pickle.
It was not the best, but it might have been the worst.
Do my feet? I mean, my feet stink, right?
Yeah.
I mean, damn, that's what I thought was like intended for us to come here.
That's the only reason I came.
To come
Yeah, to
here?
come here.
Yeah.
There's no better place to come.
Yeah,
No better way to
no-
start a podcast off than by saying...
no better place to come than here.
Exactly.
That's the motto.
All right.
Yeah.
Pulling up Netflix? What's going on? You going to watch something?
I'm trying to look at something before I say, just to
Getting
make
some
sure
last minute watching.
just to make sure it's accurate. But Netflix is taking forever to load.
All right, guys, we're gonna sit and look. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so Breaking Bad season 5. We are okay. Everything is going. We're good. So real quick, I'm just gonna read through my plotted bullet points, just so we're all on the same page here. And if you haven't watched it in a while, you know what's going on. Basically, pick up where we left off in season 4. Walt realizes they need to destroy Guz's laptop because of surveillance footage. Mike helps reluctantly. Walt and Jesse want to go back in business. Mike does not, but financial circumstances force his hand. They figure out logistics of cooking. First cook, money doesn't feel right to Walt. Just because he shot Jesse James doesn't make him Jesse James, according to Mike. Chrysler commercial, pool party, train robbery, dead kid, Todd Bad. Mike and Jesse won out. Walt makes a better deal. Upset. Jesse is still out. R.I.P. Mike. R.I.P. Mike's guys. Walt's out. Hank has to take a dump. Now he's on to Walt. Jesse feels bad about the past, the money. Hank on to Walt, and Walt confronts Hank. Jesse can't deal. Hank confronts Skyler about Walt. Walt buries money. Fake confession video. Jesse puts it all together. Hank stops him from arson. Jesse's a rat now. Tell Walt they got his money. Jack and the Nazis show up. Is that a good band name? Parentheses. R.I.P. Hank and Gomez. Everyone knows now. Walt takes the baby. Leaves her at a fire station. Classic. Saul and Walt both on the run. Walt goes to New Hampshire. Has some chemo. Walt has a bad call with Walter Jr. Has a drink. Heads back to Albuquerque. Walt says goodbye to Skyler and kills everyone. R.I.P. Walter White. Yeah?
Yeah.
Did I miss anything huge?
No, I think you
Wait.
I think I got it.
got all the
Walter
big
died.
points.
Yeah, Walter died. Oh, was that the episode you didn't get watched? Was 16? Yeah. Just fast forward to the end of 16 real quick. That'll be good. I didn't like my bad summaries. Did you guys have bad summaries you liked?
Nah.
I had a couple, but I didn't love them. I had former chemistry student teacher relationship sours. I have accountant can't count because Skylar's just an idiot. She's like, I've been weighing the money. I've been, like, just count it as it comes in. Like, how hard is it?
Stupid.
She's like, I've given up trying to count it.
She's
Why?
like- she
I
said
think that's
she
the
weighed
best
it.
method.
Yeah.
She's like, I weigh the money. Like, you fucking idiot.
It's about 100 pounds, so, probably like 2,000.
Sounds like you're just lazy.
Yeah. Then I have, former chemistry teacher kills Nazis. The
I like
other one.
I like
That's a
that
good
one.
one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
like
cool.
The first one better.
Yeah.
The weird relationship with the student.
Yeah, it's sour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a sexual relationship.
I think this season just proved why you shouldn't get your home exterminated. I
Not
mean,
a bad point.
you might have, meth being made in your home. You don't know.
This is true.
That's more of a reason to get it exterminated, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Honey, our sugar tastes like meth. How do you know what meth tastes like? It's not important. It just tastes like meth.
Well, according to Jesse, it smells like cat piss, right? Because of the methylamine.
Yeah.
So I just have like a kind of a series of like questions, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I tried to narrow down because I feel like some of these I just end up reading a bunch of notes and we're all kind of like, okay, next note. So see how this one goes. My thing is I feel like there's just a countless amount of fork in the road moments in this show, where if he just goes this way instead of this way, like everything goes 100 times better for him.
Yeah,
So
but plot.
yes, exactly. You wouldn't have like this. These aren't complaints, mind you. These are like cheering for Walt White.
Do you think you would do better in the same situations?
I would like to, yeah. I would like to think. Yeah, probably not. You never
You ain't
know.
as smart as Walter White, bro.
Well, right, but a lot of his decisions, if you think,
Based
right?
on ego.
Lots of
Yeah,
ego.
lots of pride.
So much ego.
Yeah. I mean, it's that. There's a lot of fork in the road moments, like the whole show, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many moments where if he just makes one different choice, everything's different.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I can't think of
Like,
it
what's the
right now.
big? Okay, so like my biggest one to me, is like season 1 gets offered the job at Gray Matter.
Yeah.
None of this.
Should have took it.
Just
Every
the first cook was fucked, but okay, great, fine. We take a loss on that. I work at Gray Matter now. They're going to pay for my treatment. I have health insurance. I have way more money than I'd make as a fucking chemistry teacher. Everything's fine.
Well, every normal person would do that. Take the free health care and the free job.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's not normal.
yeah.
Exactly.
He is the one who knocks.
Exactly. And then I think it'd be funny if you have if you just continued the show there and you have like a corporate drama, and it's just like, well, like, you know, he gets in like kind of petty arguments with people about like his shit in the fridge or whatever, and then
Just like a serious version of Office Space.
right. But then he eventually, like, you could like change the name to like, you know, bitchy rich guys or something, and then he just like starts talking to the shareholders and they start trying to leverage Elliot out, and then it probably becomes, you know, just I'm
the
sure there's a
boring
show
business drama.
Yeah, I'm sure like insert show here about business, right?
Change it to like breaking the fax machine,
Fucking turns
Yeah.
into Suits.
breaking the copier or something like that. Broken copier.
There you
I think
go.
we're onto something.
Breaking Bad season 2 is Broken Copier.
I am the one who fixes the copy machine.
I am the one who smash. This is about the Hulk. Who wrote this fucking show? I mean, the other one I have is like, you know, season 2, saving Jane. If he saves Jane, he just lets Jesse be out. Like, Walt's got his money.
The planes would have never
Does
crashed.
Does Walter go back and still try to cook for Gus, though? He probably would, honestly.
Well, see, that kind of I did write in here that that's like parallel with the season 3 decision to go back,
Yeah.
because
Well, if he doesn't work for Gus, them cousins are going to come axe him. They're going to kill him, remember? The creepy cousins?
True.
The only reason that he doesn't get fucking brutally murdered
yeah,
is because of Gus and Mike. Because Mike's memory's like sitting outside the house and he's like,
yeah,
hey, we got a problem.
Yeah.
There's some cartel guys in his house. And, you know, they text him the Poyos thing. Because that's a great scene in there. The cousins are sitting
Just
there,
sitting there,
Walt's
ready.
taking a shower, like whistling and shit.
yeah.
Like, no care in the world.
How many times do you think that's happened to you in real life?
At least 3.
I mean, this morning.
This morning?
Oh, for sure.
That was just me.
Oh,
I was
okay.
watching you shower. I'm
All
sorry.
right, never mind. So wait, was that you? All those other? Okay, never mind. Okay.
Don't ask questions.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. No, that I definitely overlooked that. Because I did say those are parallel, but yeah, if he does get out,
Those cousins are coming.
yeah, and well,
Not
yeah, and if
coming.
we don't
I
know.
mean,
Maybe after they kill him.
They don't talk much. I mean, they got to do something.
They're probably a little weird.
Yeah. They seem to always be with each other, so there's that too. So
You just try not to ask.
yeah. So that's a good point, actually. So fuck that crossroads moment. Although that could be the end of the show. He just leaves his family the money, and the cousins kill him, and
It's kind of sad.
it's
Like,
over.
Walter Jr. comes home with the Dad, what's going on?
Yeah.
Comes home to Walter like cut in half.
Just fucking bald head on the ground.
It's like cut. Axe still in his head.
He starts yelling at. He starts yelling. I'm like, he should treat his mom better.
What else did I have? Oh, I said any of the times Mike was ready to shoot Walt. You just have a different show there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just Mike
Well,
and Jesse in business
If Walt
together.
doesn't, if Mike doesn't fuck around in season 3 and let Walt call Jesse,
Yeah.
the show ends. But Mike's he's like a villain, kinda.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, sure, call. Well, I don't remember why he let Walter pull his phone out. Oh, because
Because
they're
they
trying
want
to find Jesse, right?
Yeah. Villain rules, man. You know, you gotta grant him that last request.
I guess, but I don't know. Mike wasn't fucking around. Yeah, he should have just killed Walter. And even after, like, he figures out that, like, he tells Gail, like, he calls Jesse, tells him, like, go to the apartment, kill Gail. Like, why didn't Mike still just fucking kill Walter? Honestly, I mean, yeah, well, you still need
You need
him
the
to
cook
Yeah,
for
never
Gus.
mind.
Yeah.
So,
That's a whole thing.
but still, I don't know.
Yeah. What else do I got? Oh, my other thing was just after the season 4 bullshit, like Saul's advice is just, how about, you won the lottery, just get out,
Yeah,
go get a real job.
It's fair advice.
very fair.
Fair advice from a shiesty lawyer.
Yeah. And then the other thing was just, what if as soon as they knew that Hank knew, just scoot, go call vacuum guy,
Yeah.
get the fuck out. That's my opinion.
Well, it would have just been hard, like, because would he have went with the kids, you think? Would the kids have been like, yeah, let's
Well-
change your names and identities?
If they don't know, because, by the way, like Walter Jr., when he finds out that, like, Walt's Heisenberg,
I laugh at that scene every time. I can't help.
I just feel like an 18-year-old's going to be like, wait, Dad, or he's 17, whatever the fuck. Same thing. I just feel like a 17-year-old's going to be like, Dad, you're like a drug kingpin?
Fucking fist bumps him.
What up? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's not.
But instead, he's a little bitch about it.
Yeah, he just starts crying right there.
Dad!
You guys, this is bullshit. You killed Uncle Hank. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know he likes Uncle Hank, but
I'd be mad if you killed Uncle Hank. That's my least favorite part, is that Hank dies.
yeah, no, that sucks.
Actually, I hate when Walter kills Mike. That's the worst part. Worst thing that Walter ever does.
Worst thing, or is it?
My least favorite.
What's
Sorry.
worse? Poisoning Brock,
Well, Brock didn't die, at least.
killing Mike. Well, yeah, but it's still a kid. He's completely innocent in the matter. Mike at least knew. Mike at least is an adult, and he knew what he was getting into.
Yeah, that's true. Now, you know what's the worst thing is letting Jane die because of Jane dying. Fucking, he inadvertently led to 2 planes
That's
crashing into
true.
each other.
He killed so many people.
Off it just
His
let
kill
her
count
OD.
is insane.
That's the other thing is like
He's about due for a tactical nuke.
Oh, he's way past due.
kill streak.
2 airplanes full of people.
That was the other thing is like you couldn't get a. I mean, I guess I could have looked it up for the box score on season 2, which I don't even know if I did a box score on season 2. Now that I think about it. Oh well. But if I were to look that up, like how many passengers did 2 planes hold?
There's a kill count thing on YouTube. Like it's like I think his kills are like 317 Walters or something.
Oh, yeah.
It might be even more than that. But he's only killed
Because
like
of the
15
planes.
people. Yeah.
But see, and then you don't know how many were in the planes because then that's
No,
the
it
thing he
says it in the
says.
show. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's the thing he says during the assembly is like, and neither plane was full. Like
It's like he's trying to justify it for
Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
Could have been worse.
I love that he just says that up like with the assembly, and he starts like going on to some other rant, and then the vice principal's like, "Hey,
That's
hey,
a scene I gotta skip because it makes me uncomfortable. Him talking in the auditorium, it makes me cringe too much.
yeah." All right, so that's our what ifs. You got any more what ifs? Anybody? No. What?
I had one, but I lost it. And now that conversation, I had one at the beginning, and now it's gone.
Okay. All right. So Skylar, big surprise. I'm not a fan this season.
Oh,
I'm not a fan of her any season.
I know.
I think maybe season 1 she's cool. That's about it.
Yeah,
But even then, she has the stupid
but
talking
she's like
pillow shit.
Yeah, and she's like super white with the whole Jesse. Don't sell my husband marijuana.
My brother-in-law is a DEA agent.
Yeah. Fucking.
And it's
tilts
funny
and
because
There's a
like
fucking body in the background too
Yeah.
the whole
it's
time.
funny because like she's all big on the Hank's DEA agent. And then Hank finds out Walter is smoking weed, and Hank's like,
He
okay,
thinks it's funny.
I don't care.
Yeah. But I don't like her whole gimmick in the first half of the season. The whole "I'm scared of you now" bullshit.
It's like, what do you think he was doing? Like, he's a criminal. No,
Yeah.
I hate that too.
Because I mean, you were playing along last season.
up money laundering on Wikipedia. Like
Which-
a fucking idiot.
I know that one still kills me so much because it's like, she's talking to Saul. She's like, "I know what I'm doing," and then like later she's on Wikipedia like money laundering.
How to be a criminal.
Yeah, I know, she's like the whitest. She's like how to be a money launderer for dummies or some shit. Like,
Watching YouTube videos.
yeah. Can you imagine like money launderer YouTube? Like, all right, guys, just before we start, hit the bell icon, like, subscribe, comment. All right, so this week we're gonna be talking about mixing your money into clean money. All
Now,
right.
today we're at this mattress firm.
Yeah, I like that
No.
for sure.
Like, I don't understand her because, like, remember at the end of season 4, like, she knows that shit's going down.
Yeah.
Because Walt, Walt laughs in the fucking crawl space when he figures out Skylar took the money, and like, she's still like not mad at him that like their lives are in danger.
Yeah.
But she gets mad when he kills Gus, and it's like, all right, so he should have just let everything happen. He shouldn't have figured it out.
Yeah.
Because that's when she's like afraid of him, right?
Right.
He's like, oh, you blew up.
Yeah, when they come home in season 5.
And it's
yeah.
like, but so everything else was cool.
Yeah.
So the fact that you guys were, like, your lives were in danger, well, whatever. But he
But
figured
you
it out.
killed a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess it wasn't a nursing home, so like it's kind of bad. But like, it's the only way he could have done it.
Yeah, but like,
Otherwise, fucking Gus would have probably figured out a way to kill them all.
but also like, no one else in the nursing home was really hurt.
Exactly.
Somehow, I mean, that was planned perfectly.
It was lucky.
Very
Whenever
lucky.
that door fucking shoots off,
Yeah.
anyone walks by, they're
Could you imagine
fucking
like a
dead.
nurse about to go in and check and just gets blown in the fucking wall?
or fucking old
They're
person.
helping like an old person with a walker, and they're just like, boom!
That would be pretty funny.
Bloopers. Yeah.
You know that was all practical, like that bomb.
Yeah.
Like it's they had like a whole video on it.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Like the only stuff they CG'd was like more debris on the ground. I'm pretty sure.
And more of Gus's face.
Yeah, because I think they had to like
'Cause
clear, they had to
so-
clear the debris so he could actually like walk
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
And
it
they
was
did
in,
walk out and get the camera to move in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in this season 4 special features, and they'd show like them doing all the makeup on Gus, and then like it was like half
They had
the
the-
makeup and then like half CG because
It
they
was-
actually have to,
Like dig out his eye.
yeah, yeah,
You know, it was Greg Nicotero, the
yeah,
Walking
yeah,
Dead guy.
the KM
that did that?
VFX guy, yeah,
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 they did that take like 15 times or something.
of just him falling,
yeah,
yeah.
because they wanted to just get it. I mean, it's a great. I
It
love
was
every
Vince.
time.
He directed those last 2 episodes back to back,
Yeah.
and he was like, "We gotta get it perfect," and it was 19 takes, and
I think
they,
it was
they
perfect.
used take 19. So, yeah. All right. What else we got? So we hate Skylar, yeah.
I think
Fair
It just
vote.
it's unfortunate that
all
she's
in
like
agreement.
that she's right later, because she's always like, "What about the day when somebody knocks on our door to come harm us?"
Yeah.
And then Jesse kicks the door in and dumps gasoline everywhere, and you're like, all right, you
But
got me
honestly,
there."
though, what if the kids were home? You think? You really think Jesse is gonna just like beat the shit out of Walter Jr. or something? Like, who are you?
I mean, I don't know. He snorted a lot of meth before he walked in
did.
there.
But he's Jesse though.
He is Jesse.
Like, it wasn't that long ago. He just had an awkward dinner with Skylar. You know,
Yeah.
which is the best scene in like the series.
Yes. Yeah, that's another thing I have later. Yeah, I'll skip ahead to it since we're on the topic. So this is like a full dinner, like dessert, like you gotta like dinner party pleasantries type shit, right? do you want to have dinner with Skylar and Walt while they're on the rocks, or do you want to have dinner with Hank and Marie while they're on the rocks?
Oof.
Like, so we're thinking like,
Hank and Marie. That's so easy. Hank would
Yeah?
break the ice with something fucking goofy.
well, yeah, but this is like depressed Hank, like,
even then,
you know,
when he
like-
was around like Walt and all them when he was depressed, he's still kind of
yeah, that's true. He did put it on,
yeah.
right? Whereas Hank just didn't give a fuck, right? He was just, or excuse me, Walt just didn't give a fuck. Like, he just sat there quiet.
It's so when Skylar tells like, "Did he tell you about my affair?" Jesse's just like,
He just keeps like grabbing the water, like every time
and you
he's
see him look at
uncomfortable.
Walter. He's like, "Can I fucking leave? Like, this is awful."
Skylar's got that fucking toilet bowl of wine. She just keeps filling it up. She's like, "Can I be excused? Thanks." Like,
I always thought she was being. Jesse's trying to like be nice. And she's just being cunty.
yeah.
It's like, come on, like.
If you caught her maybe like 4 weeks ago, she might have been like, "All right, hi Jesse."
Yeah.
You know, "Oh, do you eat a lot of frozen dinner?" Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. At the end, fucking, my kids aren't home. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. You know, the only person Jesse like never met from like Walt's family is Walt Jr. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they were talking about that in commentaries. They're like,
Yeah.
"Well, we were trying to figure out a way to like have them meet organically, but it would just be too forced."
It would be.
You know, for that, you know, like Jesse's
thought
not
they
at
could-
the high school. You know,
I always thought they could meet at the car wash somehow. Like Jesse's got to get to Walt for some reason.
yeah, it's some like emergency. Like, hey, I know
mean,
you told
Saul-
me not to come here, but
Saul's there all the time
true.
at the car wash.
Yeah,
So that would have been cool. A Jesse and Walt Jr. scene.
I don't know if this is true, but they were. I don't know if they were joking or not in the one commentary, but they were like, we were trying to have like Wendy. We couldn't figure it out, but we were trying to have Wendy like have her life together and like run into somebody. Remember Wendy the prostitute?
Yeah.
If you don't, well, you know, for the listeners or whatnot have you, Wendy the prostitute that always fucks Jesse.
Do you think Jesse has any STDs or has
Oh,
had
yeah.
any?
I think,
If you got with Wendy,
yeah.
you
I feel like, I mean, it's not discussed. I feel like maybe that's something maybe could have been discussed a little bit.
if you didn't wrap it up with Wendy, yes.
But like, you know,
Yeah,
is the reason why Jesse sometimes is so unhappy is because he's burning?
I don't
like-
think Jesse's a stranger to chlamydia, if that's what you're saying.
I'm like, there's sometimes he's just so moody. Maybe he's just burning at the time, and he's just moody. I mean,
why
I'd
he
be
likes-
moody
that's why he
too if I
likes
was
meth.
burning.
Yeah,
The meth takes the burn away.
Yeah. Give him the chills instead.
yeah.
The unapproved cure for chlamydia, meth.
Methamphetamines, yeah.
Who would have knew?
Who would have knew? But yeah, they couldn't figure out like a way it would like fit into the plot as well, and like just be an organic thing. So
Yeah.
they never ended up doing it.
Understandable.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this is the other part of the Skylar thing. I think she's also like sad, mad, depressed, distressed, whatever the fuck you want to say, because she's kind of like the main reason Walt's still around. Like if you remember, like season 1,
Oh, yeah.
she's like, "No, he's got to get treatment."
That's
You
true.
know, and now he's
Oh,
good. Now
yeah.
he's around, and then
Now she's waiting for him to fucking
and now
die.
she's like, "I'm hoping that cancer comes on back and you can die." Yeah, but and then like just the way she's so fucking. It's that bitchy tone, you know, like when he's out.
It's
They're
that
doing
white
the,
woman tone, bro.
yeah, when they're out
Karen.
doing the. Yeah, Skylar is synonymous with Karen. Meet a woman named Skylar, fucking hit
Get
the road.
fuck out of there.
But when they're out doing the train shit, they bury those tanks and everything for the train heist, and then he comes home. She looks at his shoes. She's like, "Out burying bodies." It's like, well, bitch, if you're so scared of me, maybe let's not be so mouthy, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, you're next, motherfucker.
I wish.
But that's what I would have said if I was Walt. It was like, yeah, you're next. It's like,
I love how he does it. Robbing a train.
yeah,
His ego in season 5 is
It's-
insane.
off the charts.
Like when they rob, not rob, when they do like the magnet thing, and like Mike's like, "How do we even know that shit works?" Like, because I say so. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, man,
Yeah,
all righty.
love it. Where was I? Oh, how good did you feel when Skylar told Marie to shut up 19 times in a row?
Oh, that was great.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's the one time I agreed with Skylar.
Yeah.
Do you ever just like rewind it, watch it again?
Because Marie is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Just the
great.
fucking
She-
rapid fire questions.
And it's so funny because they both are annoying, so they play the part of being siblings very well because they both get on my fucking nerves.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. If Skylar did that to anyone else, though, that would have been fucking.
Yeah. All this happens in 2 years because there's no legal barriers. You just buy the stuff and you do it. Are you considering selling meth?
I mean, I've thought about it a time or few. I mean,
It's good money.
I don't know. Eggs are almost $6 a dozen, so
Yeah.
we might be there.
Yeah.
I buy myself a Winnebago. But it's crazy that it takes place when I like first was watching the show, when it got to the episode like it's 51, I think it's called, when his 51st birthday, I had thought the show was taking place for like 2-3 years. I was like, wait, all this shit's happened in a year? Like that's because there's a lot of shit that goes on in a year.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you
It's a
think.
one eventful year.
Yeah, very.
Well, and that's what I mean is like no legal barriers. Right?
Yeah.
You know, if you start a normal company, like, I'm going to the bank today, I'm going to see if I get this loan approved.
Here's 10 years of bank statements.
Yeah. Okay, I got to go
Oh.
sign the lease today.
Oh, your question, you're not going to give me the loan now because I made a $25 deposit in 2013? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is disappointing.
Oh, I guess, I don't know.
All right, well, okay, let's go to another bank. Try to get, like, dude, that shit might take a year just
I
to get a
better-
business started.
Yeah.
Better get my permits.
Yeah.
On the other side, you can just buy an RV.
Right.
Fucking hit up your high school math teacher. Not
Find
math
some-
teacher, chemistry teacher.
Your high school meth teacher, I think, is what you meant to
math
say.
teacher, yeah.
Do you feel bad for Ted?
No.
He's a fucking idiot.
It was his fault. If he would have just paid the IRS, they wouldn't have came
What
to
was
his
so
house
bad
anyway.
about
Also,
sitting with Bill Burr and fucking Huel?
Yeah.
What's so bad
Huel
about that?
is Lavelle Crawford.
Yeah, that's his name. What's so bad about that? You just gotta hang out. Bill Burr's like, you got cable? Like,
And if you don't, this is going to suck.
yeah. It's a night. Like, you can't sit in the
I-
house for a day.
Yeah.
So what?
I laughed when he tripped on the rug.
Oh, it's amazing.
Just said, boom, and I was like, stupid bitch.
Yeah. So no, I don't feel bad. And the fact that she's like, and again, she's white and she's like assuming the worst.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, oh, you had them do that to him. I'm like,
No.
the motherfucker tripped on the rug.
Yeah.
He tried to run and tripped
That's
on
all
the
it
rug.
was. And she's just like, no, you killed a guy on the news, and this guy tripped on his rug. What's that mean?
It means he tripped on his rug.
Yeah, I know.
The motherfucker doesn't know the own trip hazard in his own house. I mean,
He tripped over it earlier in the episode. They established the rug wrinkles up right there, and the motherfucker didn't even remember it in his own home.
I love when they see him bald and he's got all the shit on. It's so fucking funny.
Just well, and like you could tell his hair's on it. Like you could tell when someone's wearing those bald caps if you've seen them before.
Yeah.
because their head shape's just off because
Yeah.
all their hair is stuffed in there. I love
It's
that.
fucking, yeah. It's great because he's like this kind of douchey business guy. So it's great watching him just
Just be at the fucking
lowest
bottom.
point.
Yeah.
can we just rewind to the scene where Skylar sung him "Happy Birthday"?
No, we don't. I don't watch that scene on rewatches, bro.
Remember this, and now you're here.
I'll never. I can't watch that. That's another one I can't watch.
It's so awful to watch,
It's
but I watch it
terrible.
every time.
I
'cause
can't. It hurts. It's physically painful.
Yeah. So, for Ted, would you have voted to kill Todd?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
He fucking killed a kid.
Yeah. No, me too.
Like, I get that. Like, oh, no one's supposed to. What the fuck is that kid
How do
gonna
you-
go tell?
How do you think?
no one's gonna believe him. Like, oh,
I saw
well,
some guys robbing a train, Mom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go fucking play
Yeah.
with your toys.
Go play with your spider.
Yeah,
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
How do you think the rest of the season would have went if Todd did not kill that kid?
I think Jesse at least would have stayed doing stuff with him.
Jesse doesn't get out.
Mike might have
Mike's
got out.
Probably not. Yeah, he probably gets out later.
Well, doesn't he want to get out because of the cops being on him?
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole thing?
Yeah, the DEA won't leave him
So-
alone.
Oh, when they caught his lawyer stuffing the P.O. boxes with the
that
money.
scene's-
Oh.
I love it. He goes, "Hey, Gomi, hey."
Yeah. that lady was in on it too, and he brought her treats every day. Like,
What a bitch.
come on. Brought
why-
you cake
I always
pops.
feel
You
this-
even
this is-
smile.
this is why you
You
cannot-
even smile at my cake pops.
Yeah,
This-
I feel so bad for him. He's like, I put smiley faces, and she's just like, eh. He's
This-
like, cool.
This is why you cannot be
like-
nice to women.
And then that dude gets fucking brutally murdered in prison like a week later.
Yeah.
So I always felt bad for that guy.
Yeah.
He always seemed nice.
Yeah.
It's feel bad.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Better call Saul.
Better call Saul.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did that note already. Oh, one thing I forgot. I had it in special features, but it's better here. You know the episode where Walt's being all like weird with Skylar? It's like, I think it's 2 or 3 maybe. Like he made dinner and Skylar's being all depressed and like moping in her room. And he comes in and he's like kissing her and rubbing her arm and shit.
It seems
He's
really
like, for
uncomfortable.
family. Okay, so the deleted one
Is it worse?
is even worse, bro. So the deleted one, all that same shit happens, and he's like kissing her, rubbing her arm, and all that shit. And then like they show him like he like reaches under the covers and he's like taking his fucking underwear off, and then he's like trying to like get up on her, and then she just like reaches back all of a sudden. She's like, ah! And she's like starts jerking him off.
No, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah. She gives it a hand job, and you hear him go like, and then that's what you hear when the credits pop up. Executive producer Vince Gilligan.
You just hear Bryan Cranston fucking moaning.
I bet they were in the editing room and they're like, yeah.
yeah,
take
yeah.
this
They
out.
decided
I don't think
against
so.
it. Yeah. They cut the when it's literally there's deleted and extended scenes on that DVD, and it's titled "It Gets Easier." Extra icky version.
I never understood why they always felt the need to like really show Walter and Skylar's like sex scenes.
Doesn't it turn you on? I mean,
No,
Are you
honestly
sure?
not.
Don't feel weird. He's been asking that since season
No, it's
2,
okay.
take 1.
since, since the rape scene.
Dude, that scene's awful.
I said, didn't that turn
That's
you guys
another,
on?
That's another skip scene. I was watching that and Mom came in the room. I was like, nope, no, like we aren't watching that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't like in the season 1 when he comes in back from like his first cook or whatever,
Yeah.
and he just starts fucking her, and she's like, "Is that you?" And it's real intense, and it's just like,
Is that you?
do we need
Yeah.
this? Like,
No, yeah,
And then
no.
the next episode opens with him coming. I'm not like he. It's like, oh, the next episode.
That's how you don't start your next episode?
I mean, talking about an explosive way to start.
Right. Yeah. I think one thing I'll say is I think the only reason they show it like they do,
It's supposed to
Would
like
be because,
go into
like-
his ego.
well, sure that, but almost kind of the deterioration of the relationship, right?
Yeah.
If you think they have sex in season 1,
Then she gets raped in season 2.
he almost has sex in season 2. I don't think there's anything
No,
in
they
season
do in season 4.
Yeah, and then well, that's what I mean is I don't think there's anything in season 3, but season 4, and then he gets a hand job in season 5.
But that's deleted though. So is that canon?
I mean, I think you assume that he like gets laid that night,
Okay.
you know, 'cause
Or at
he's
least
being
a
all
hand job.
creepy or something, because she's all like, okay, and then that's how they end
He
it.
must be really into hand jobs.
Although I guess they might have been fucking once like he was out and they like, you know, he was like everything was cool, you know, until Hank found out and everything
How
went to
long
shit.
is that? Him being out, I wonder. Probably,
Probably maybe
yeah.
a week or 2,
Because
month max.
I know like the montage
because of the timeline.
I know like the montage of him like cooking and everything is like that's like 5 months, I think. Like of him like when he's
Yeah.
like after he kills all the prisoners and he's like the number one dude.
Right.
The one I think it's like takes place over like 5 months or something.
I mean, it can't be too much because like it's still got to like cut off where he goes to New Hampshire,
And he's there for like 6 months.
have chemo, while he's there and like decide to come back on his 52nd birthday. So,
He had an eventful ass 2 years.
like honestly, that him being out with the car wash might have been like a week or something,
It's kind of depressing.
and like
honestly.
everything's good, and then maybe they're chasing him around for like a week,
Yeah, you know Hank.
trying to with Jesse, you know.
I bet you Hank would have never found out if Breaking Bad took place like now. Just because if he went to take that shit, you think he's grabbing a book? No, he's gonna get on his phone.
Right.
If
It's
it took-
true.
He would have never found out. He would have just been on his phone.
What are the odds he's going to put those pieces together just from seeing that on the front of the book or inside the cover?
Well, I mean,
Yeah. I mean, he'd seen
he's
the
really
handwriting
into that
before.
investigation too.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the other thing. Like that's a fork in the road thing. Like if it's in 2018 at least, or
Something like that.
maybe 2015, you
Fucking
could probably even
2013
say.
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, because technically this is like 2009,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah, because it starts in 08.
There's a messed up joke that when the Nazis they're like it wasn't this hard whacking Bin Laden. Bin Laden didn't die in 2011. It doesn't make any sense.
That's good.
So
But there's the other thing of like if Walt just shuts the fuck up at dinner in season 4, he's like, "Oh, I think your guy's
it's
still out there."
Well, I think it's because he
It's
wants
the
to be
ego.
caught. Kind of like there's a part of him that wants to be caught. He
Yeah,
wants like the
Skylar
recognition.
says that, and I thought it was like the her being white thing.
No, I think it's true.
It's also it's an ego thing. And I think it's a credit thing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like how he doesn't get, and he even says it in season 5 where he's like, "Gray Matter was like my baby."
Yeah.
You know, and now I don't get shit for it.
And he sold his
I
stake
look
for
at the stock prices every day, and it's worth $2 billion, and you know, yada yada
sold
yada.
it for $5,000.
And now he wants this to be his thing, and he's like, "Nah, it ain't over. I'm the man." But without saying I'm the man. But if he just shuts up,
Yeah.
Hank puts it down. Hank never thinks about that fucking case again if he thinks he got his guy.
Well, unless he sees that book, though, I don't know. Because
Yeah,
it
maybe.
is that is like the most because Hank's the only other person that really knows about the to WW
Yeah.
or whatever. To see that, like that's, I mean, it immediately clicks with him. I mean,
But
you
'cause
see
he-
him
I mean,
sitting there like,
technically, if we're being real, Hank solved this case like way before this. He solved the case way before. He just didn't realize it.
Yeah,
Twice, actually, with that and then the bag of money.
yeah,
that I like the bag of money scene.
yeah.
Like $500,000 cash. That's the spirit.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about it, Hank probably could have caught him if Hank didn't think of Walt the way he thinks of like as the weak little science teacher.
Yeah.
He would have put together that Walt was the first person to cook the meth, like when they found it in Crazy Eight's car, because chemistry teacher, one of the only people that has access to like the high school lab, all this equipment's missing, and Walt was also acting very like
Oh, so
nervous
like,
and shit.
Yeah.
But Hank's just like, that's Walt, you know.
Like
like he-
definitely like Jordan Peele sweating meme.
Yeah, yeah.
During that whole scene.
So like, how do you think Hank would have reacted if he caught him like at the beginning, before like Walt was awful? Do you think he would have been like, buddy, what are you doing?
He'd have
Like,
been more likely to help him out, I think, because he would like bunch of people. I mean, you know, Crazy Eight and other dude are dead, but like
But I mean, does it really matter? They're just drug dealers.
Yeah,
to Hank, yeah, it's like when like actual people started dying because of him, and you know Hank got shot
Yeah.
because of him, and all that.
Yeah.
That's why.
so yeah, he probably would have been like, buddy, should have asked me for help.
Like, yeah, I got the dough. I was gonna say Mike ear continuity is outstanding.
His ear.
Ear continuity,
How he
yeah,
gets shot
like
in the
how
ear.
it's always like a little goofy, like it's like not quite right all season because it's still healing up. Because if you think it's still fucking like last
Yeah.
week or whatever, you
2
know?
months ago,
Yeah.
at the most, yeah.
What is your favorite Mike moment, quote, whatever?
Honestly, when he dies, it's pretty awesome. Shut the fuck up and let me die. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
I think any of the scenes where he was in the bar,
When he
especially when he beat the shit out of Walt.
that one's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
That's a good one.
He said, "Will you shut up?"
I like. There's two. There's two quotes this season I really like. Is when he's talking about like he's losing tails and he's like, Walt goes like, "Did they follow you here?" He goes, "No, Walter. I would not let cops follow me to our highly illegal meth operation."
Yeah.
And then when he catches Walt trying to grab the methylamine,
We're gonna hang out
and he's like,
all
"We're
night
gonna-
here. Like,
we're
it's
gonna
my birthday.
yeah, like it's my birthday." But like how he's like so fucking monotone about
Yeah.
it. Like how I love the way his words are spaced out.
Like, it's my birthday.
Yeah.
All right, Walter.
Also, like as far as cool shit goes, definitely like when Lydia sent the dude to kill him, and he puts that thing on the door, and then he just like pops up behind the dude all of a sudden. He's like, "I'm gonna need you to drop that weapon, Chris."
I like when he saves the Asian dude from the cartel people.
Yeah.
He throws the shoe down the hall. Fucking guy kills him because the guy runs down the hall after he threw it.
Yeah.
And then he puts like the gun to the wall, and has the Asian guy put his hands
Yeah.
up to let him know. That was pretty. I like that. It's like a spy movie.
And then he
almost.
shot him through the hand.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
That's pretty good. Also, there's a fun deleted scene with him where he, where he like goes and throws the laptop down the hole, and he's like throwing all the guns and shit. Or well, did he throw it? He threw like a couple guns, right?
He threw a lot of guns.
Okay,
Yeah.
because then like in the extended scene that they cut off, he like grabs a grenade, and he's like, and he pulls the pin, drops it in there, and he kind of backs up, and then he's just waiting. And then he like approaches. And it just never goes off. And he like waits a couple more seconds and he's like, "I'm gonna kill that guy."
That's pretty good.
Do you feel bad for Mike? I mean, he kind of knows what
After
he's getting
watching
into.
Better Call Saul, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But because they went through a lot of shit to get like Gus's meth ring like created.
Sure.
Like he had to kill people. The guy didn't want to kill. I don't want to spoil it because I know you haven't watched it.
Right.
But like,
As far as I
oh,
remember,
so
is
much
like,
shit. Like, and they also go like to great lengths to like hide it from like cartel members and shit. So the fact that Walter, once he comes in, he just fucking destroys it all.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Mike because so much shit went into that, and this fucking bald asshole came in and fucked it all up.
okay. Yeah, as far as I ever got, which I don't remember what happens between, so that's why I need to go back and rewatch it all. Is, they were kind of telling like the origin of like his son, like why his son's dead and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's about as far as I got. But
Speaking of Better Call Saul, that's what I was trying to look up. On April 18th, the final season will be on
Let's
Netflix.
fucking go.
So it's
And
that'll
so
mark
that means
that'll
it's
mark 1
on
year
Netflix.
since the final season premiered on AMC, and obviously I don't have cable, so I didn't watch it.
Right.
So I'm waiting for it to come on Netflix. So the 18th, we're recording this on the 15th.
and that'll be out in May. So it's on Netflix.
It's on
guys.
Netflix.
I
When you're
clicked the
hearing
wrong
this,
way,
it's
yeah.
on Netflix.
So yeah, we'll start into that. Yeah, we'll do El Camino, and then I don't know. We probably need a little space here. A little show break. I kind of want to do Sopranos too, so I don't know. We'll see.
The Sopranos.
Yeah. Exciting end of the first half of the season. What would you say your favorite end to a season is?
The season 2 end with the planes crashing.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
That is what I said.
Either that one or season 4.
Yeah.
I like blowing up the nursing home because
Yeah.
fuck old people.
Right.
Fucking elderly
Yeah.
people.
Oh, you guys are displaced.
What's your favorite episode of the series? Mine
I got
was-
like fucking 12 favorite episodes.
I know.
So what?
I
The
can't
Fly
tell.
episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't mind watching that one again.
It
I don't
still
mind
irritates the fuck out of me.
That's
I don't
one
mind
that
it.
like I only watched again for the season review. But if I'm watching it casually, I'm skipping that episode.
I don't mind.
I can't do that episode.
It's like a middle of the road episode, you know?
But they like try to build tension, but not, because they're
Yeah.
like, Walt's definitely not gonna be like, yeah, I killed Jane, but like he keeps like
Yeah.
dancing around it a little bit.
No, it's not important. It's definitely not an important episode. Like, you can skip it and nothing changes.
Right.
I think my favorite's probably episode 8 of season 5, just because it's got the montage of him killing all the prisoners, and it's got
Yeah.
the montage of him being the kingpin, and then it ends with Hank finding out. Like, it's a good episode. Either that one or Ozymandias, the episode 14.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, there's stuff going on from beginning to end, and it literally feels like a fucking finale
Yeah.
more than like even episode 16 does almost.
It
'Cause,
does.
like, everything is like coming to a head. Like
There's not a dull moment in the
Yeah.
episode.
like
Everything's like
the
a
dullest moment is when he's rolling the barrel,
yeah.
in the desert, and he goes by his pants.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was gonna say, did you see his pants?
Yeah.
Did you see his pants?
I did not see his pants. I didn't
He
catch
goes
that
by
detail.
his pants from episode 1.
Huh.
Yeah. I said that season 4, episode 13 was mine.
That's a good one.
Um.
Honestly, the one before that I might like better.
Yeah. No, it's fun. I don't know what final meant. Oh, I did like the final.
And
Oh.
see, I got too many.
Moment. That's what the arrow is. Okay.
I really like the episode when Gus kills the cartel. I love that fucking scene when he comes out from the bathroom. I fucking love Gus. He like adjusts his suit, steps over the dead guy, comes out. Fucking Don Eladio's fucking die. I love it. The music's playing.
Yeah.
Gus is awesome.
That's a good ass episode.
Yeah.
It
I like that
really
one.
is.
Jesse does like the cook and everything.
That's a good one.
Tells everyone like this lab looks like shit and you guys are fucking nasty or whatever.
Like Jesse stands up for himself
Yeah,
for once.
It's pretty. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. And then favorite moment this season. Mine was the jail killing / final shootout, and Say My Name's pretty cool.
Say My Name is pretty cool. It's between Say My Name and the prison killings.
Prison killings.
Yeah.
The little
And I
montage. I love a good killing montage. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, who doesn't?
I feel like serial killers should have a killing montage.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, okay, wait. Before we try them in front of a jury of their own peers,
Let's just watch his montage.
I just want to show you the killing montage, and then you can decide.
I hope you guys like the soundtrack.
I went with like kind of a 60s Sinatra vibe here.
Here is the montage of Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah. So I wish Jesse could have just moved on. Just go back and be with Andrew. He's got $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get over your guilt.
That's how I kind of think. I love Jesse, but he's being a little bit of a pussy. Like, oh, it's blood money.
Yeah.
Like, you've killed people before. You fucking killed Gail. What's the difference?
Wasn't it this season where he was driving around just throwing the money out of the...
Yeah.
I wish that would happen to me where I just walked outside and just a fucking couple
Yeah.
stacks of money just in the driveway. I'm like, I'm not going to ask any questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fucking awesome.
I'm just like, okay,
Wish that
cool.
shit happened more often, honestly.
Don't you move to
Well, there were more
Albuquerque?
kingpins.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like when you hear the stories of like people on a highway behind a fucking an armored truck and the back pops open and the money flies out.
Yeah.
Why does this shit never happen to me?
I'm
Why
here
can't I
for
ever
it.
get that lucky?
And then they'd be
Yeah.
like, we want people to return the money. We have photos. Like, fuck you guys. I'm not returning shit.
I bet you do. I bet you do. And then, so then I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, having like his whole mental breakdown is a little bit much, I would say.
That's what I thought.
But upon the second watch, so Saul says something when they are looking for Jesse about like, oh, he's not at the doghouse and, trying to get any drugs. And I'm like, oh shit. He goes to the doghouse for drugs. It's where he gets the meth. He's on meth again because he's like all like fucked up about the money. And then he's even more paranoid and more fucked up. And that's why he just goes through his whole fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think
guess.
it was drugs.
It could have been, but he wasn't
I
fucked
think-
up when he first got the money, though, right? Like, he wasn't doing
No.
meth and shit.
But I think it's like the guilt.
And honestly, I don't think he
But
did.
also, he might have been. Now that I'm thinking about it. So
Well, remember, he was just smoking weed,
right, yes,
I'm pretty sure. Because, like, every time he'd come over, Walter would just find, like, a bong. Like, he comes over once, and Jesse, like, hides the bong like a kid still.
yeah,
Like, so I don't think he was on meth. I don't think he started doing meth again until he figured out Walt poisoned Brock.
So he might have, just because. So there's a scene that they made, which is like this is kind of like cool and kind of not.
Yeah.
So they made a scene exclusively for DVD. Okay, so you know how I think it's like what end of season 8, right? Walt goes over there, gives him the bags of money, and Jesse's like, he shuts the door and he's like acting like he was just like, in a room with a lion or something, and he like slides the gun across the floor and shit. So basically, they made a 4 DVD like special feature scene with him and Skinny Pete and a stripper, where they're in his house.
Sounds like a good scene.
Yeah, I mean the girl's pretty hot, and I mean I know why it wasn't on TV. It's because she's just walking around topless the whole time.
Did you think Skinny Pete was looking good?
He was looking so good?
Skinny Pete's
And-
sexy.
Yeah, I mean you see him play the piano. That's him.
I know.
Actually, it was
I know
like
that's
apparently
him,
he's
yeah.
just that. Yeah. So yeah, all right. So stripper, Skinny Pete. They're like, the only continuity issue really in that scene is they gave him a bigger coffee table because she kept standing on the coffee table and dancing because his actual coffee table was a little smaller. So, basically, they're partying. Knock on the door. Saul comes in. He's like, "Here, take." He gives him that gun that he slides across the floor in episode 8, and he's like, just sometimes guys come after former acquaintances, so. Just be prepared, and Jesse's all like freaked out about it and everything, and
Yeah.
he leaves. So
Jesse is so easy to scare.
That,
yes,
I guess that I always thought he took the guy. I always thought he was like thinking about killing himself when he slid the gun across the floor. Like that's why he did it, because he was like, I don't want to,
it might have been. So there's like, it's so weird how they do this in shows where they have all these, timelines they were thinking about, like. Well, I don't want to waste the note because it's kind of closer to the end of the thing anyway, but yeah, fuck it. They were thinking about trying to write in like Lydia fucking one of like either Mike or Jesse or Walt.
Fucking like
Yeah.
getting with him.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be
Like
weird.
apparently, yeah, they were thinking about like writing that storyline in there.
Lydia and Mike would be. The fuck.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine a Mike sex scene?
Yeah. Yeah,
like that,
just
baby
like
girl.
that, baby. Oh, here comes the big one. Ha! He'd be one of those guys where it's like a showstopper. Ha! Ah! Shoo! That's on video now. Okay, cool.
Mike seems like the guy that would light up a cigarette after. I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't smoke ever, and then all of a sudden he's just got a pack in the drawer
Pack of
or something.
Camel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So I think he was on. I think it was a light-handed touch with that whole
It's
thing,
possible.
but I think he was on drugs when that happened. Are you disappointed that Jesse's a rat?
Yeah. A little bit.
Me
I
too.
mean, I get it a little bit. Like, oh, you poison Brock. He's not even related to you. I mean, I know his whole thing is like he's supposed to be real protective.
well,
of
kids and like, I mean, he's with this girl, and so it's like
but they broke up.
it's kind of like an adopted.
Get
Well,
over it.
only because of Walt.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
true.
I think he's putting all that together too. Is like, wait, you were saying all that shit to me like at that cook because you wanted me to break up with her because she'd be a problem for you.
Yeah, that's
you know?
true.
Like he masterminded that whole thing.
No, that's
And
true.
he's like, if my wife doesn't love me, you shouldn't be with somebody either.
No, that is true. Walt's such a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Let's also point out, and I'm getting off timelines mixed between El Camino and the second half of season 5. But let's also not forget that Jesse becoming a rat because he's upset because Walter poisoned Brock leads to Brock getting killed, or
Andrew.
Andrew
Yeah.
getting killed.
Yeah.
That would have been dark, huh? Brock getting killed.
Yeah.
I was like, is that like a Better Call Saul thing? I missed something.
No, Andrew getting killed.
Yeah.
Which then just turns him to be turned into the foster system.
True.
More than likely. I don't think he has any other family.
Well, there was
be
the
the grand-
grandma, right? He might be
Yeah.
with the grandma now.
But still, now
Because otherwise, how does he know how to get the money to him? Or money. Well, at least the letter. I don't think he got money to
Oh
him.
yeah, he does send a letter to Brock, right?
Yeah. At the end of El
Ultimately-
Camino.
Yeah.
ultimately Brock and Andrew could have had a better life if Jesse would have never been a rat. But Jesse became a rat.
Or-
and it
Andrea
just-
would have had a life.
yeah, had a life, which is
would've
better
died.
than what she has now, which is death.
Or if he stops
Dying
being
on
a
a front porch step.
if he stops being a bitch and he's like, "Hey man, I got $5 million. I'm out of the game.
Why didn't he just like
Let's
leave
be
town
together,
or
Andrea.
something?
Let's go to fucking Alaska."
Like
he wants
he
to or
is
whatever.
a little bit of a pussy. Like, oh, I'm gonna rat on Walt, even though I've also done a lot of terrible things and I was involved in the game. But like, you know what? I'm gonna rat on him because he poisoned a kid. Which, yeah, it's bad.
Well, I think
But-
it encourages it too. Like once he knows that, well, once he thinks that Walt's trying to kill him because he sees that like mean mug guy
Yeah.
there with his daughter at the square or whatever
Yeah.
when he goes to meet him. So
But he had already planned on ratting by then too, because remember he had the wire, right?
true.
Yeah. So when does he go?
Yeah.
Because he does. Yeah, he starts dumping gas on the house.
I guess
Whatever.
it's the whole yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
But-
I fucked that up. Yeah.
Honestly, do you think like let's say he doesn't rat when like Hank finds him, and he goes to like just jail instead? Because Hank probably would have just taken him to like prison. He'd been like, oh, I'm gonna charge you for fucking dumping gas. in the
Conspiracy
house."
to arson.
Yeah, something like
Something. That might be a
And-
thing, right? I don't know.
I think we're all guilty of that.
that. At least a little bit. But
Yeah, if you're in my backyard from 2013 to 16, you're guilty of conspiracy to arson.
especially you. But, yeah, like you think like Walter would have had Jesse killed in jail
Yeah.
because he would have been scared of Jesse like ratting? You
I think at that point Jesse's like, well, I can't do anything because if I'm in jail, yeah, I'll get killed. Like he already killed
Yeah.
those fucking. I mean, Hank even mentions that in the car. He's like, you know how people do in the
'Cause his-
prison system.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder where Jess. He just should have been like, "Ugh, he did poison. You know what? I'm just gonna get out of this fucking town. This guy Walter, he's a fucking asshole. Let's just get away from him.
You got
I
more
got
than
5
enough
mil.
money. Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking see if Andrea wants to come, and if she doesn't, all right, I'm heading out. Going to Alaska, become a fucking carpenter or whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
But
I would like to see a movie called like Jesse.
just
And it can be the most boring thing ever. I just want to see what Jesse's doing like in his 50s.
I'm curious. Yeah, honestly,
You know, like just what's going on? What's
Yeah.
up?
See how he's doing in Alaska. That's where he goes, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah. It can be boring. You can just have some like Alaskan girl he's with and
Just turn it into a sitcom in Alaska.
not even that. Like it's like supposed to be a sitcom, but it's not
just
funny at
boring.
all. Yeah. He's like, "Oh man, you put my socks on the wrong side of the drawer."
Oh, you bitch!
Laugh track.
Insert laugh track.
I said I like the flashback RV scene, but I think it's a little too late for it. Like Aaron Paul like doesn't look as youthful as he does. It
Which
just
flashback?
the RV flashback
Oh.
at the beginning of 14.
That's a problem in Better Call Saul too. When they do flashbacks, Jesse, Aaron Paul looks so old.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I mean, that's like probably like the number one thing with El Camino to me is like he
Todd-
just looks so
he
much
looks
different.
old.
Well, Todd's fat.
Todd's fat.
Todd's fat. That's the best part.
Todd
This
is
guy's
fat.
as fuck.
And I'm like, this is supposed to be before the end of season 5. Like,
Well,
this
that's-
doesn't work at all.
That's the same thing. I mean, I argue about that all the time. Like with Better Call Saul, Bob looks older than what he
Right.
did in the first
Yeah.
when he first made his appearance on Breaking Bad, and you can tell as the seasons are going on, even though he's playing a younger version of his character, you can tell he's getting older and older.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
They do
That's-
a good
that's-
job trying to make him look young though,
Yeah.
because when you see him normally, he looks old as fuck.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he is old. He's like 50
He's
or
old, yeah.
60 now.
Yeah, what we did that in season 4. He was in his 60s, wasn't he?
yeah,
Damn.
Yeah, as well as Cranston. And I think the guy that played Tuco was as well, right? Or was
He's
he
in his
50s?
60s?
50s or 60s?
That's insane because he still looks like how he did in fucking that
Yeah.
first episode.
He
was
honestly
in.
looked a little younger in the early
The-
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks. You saw that one commercial with the popcorners, right?
Yeah, it still looks like the same
exactly like
dude.
Tuco.
how
And
he
he
still
just dyes his hair.
he still
Yeah.
looks the same as when he had that small part on a Training Day.
Right? Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, in the
I
kitchen.
didn't even realize he was in that.
Yeah, he was. How many times you watched that movie?
Like once or twice.
Okay, so then you probably wouldn't remember. Yeah, it was the scene where he was in the kitchen, like he was about to get his brains blown out in the bathtub.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Really?
he was in the kitchen. He was the one like, you ever had your shit pushed in? I had my shit pushed in, bro. He does that like crazy face that he always does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. That's cool.
You know who was? Well, I doubt either you've seen this movie, but you see American Hustle. It's like Christian Bale.
Yeah, I saw it once.
Yeah. Okay, I completely forgot Louis C.K. was in that movie.
Really?
He's like an FBI superior of Bradley Cooper's, and like Bradley Cooper just like beats the shit out of him at one point. It's pretty funny.
Guessing both you guys know, but Anna Gunn and Cranston were both on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But I was.
And so was Bob.
Oh, Bob was.
Yep.
I haven't seen that episode yet.
Good
I
stuff.
haven't finished Seinfeld yet.
Cranston's like the only like reoccurring, right? Because like
Yeah.
Bob was like a one.
Bob was one because he was dating Elaine,
Yeah.
and then Skylar was dating Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost
Was
said
he
Walt.
Cranston was the dentist, right?
Cranston was the dentist.
Cranston's the
and then
recurring
you
dentist.
pointed out that the guy who plays the dude who's at the junkyard owner,
Yeah.
play when they were casting for the Seinfeld show in Seinfeld, he was the one who was
Was,
playing
like,
Sein.
Kramer?
Yeah, was playing Kramer.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah. Because they actually got
What's
that
that
wrong
guy's
in the commentary. Because they were like, "Oh, he's Bizarro Kramer," and then I was looking up that episode and then I was like, "No, he wasn't." And then I had to look, and yeah, it's when they do
Isn't
the
it just-
Jerry show.
It's just Joe's junkyard, right? Is that it?
Yeah,
Joe?
I think it's Joe.
Right? It sounds right.
This sounds about. I mean, my name was Joe. I don't know.
It's some name like Joe or like Mike or something.
Yeah.
Some basic.
What if
white
you had
guy
to do
name.
a job that started with the same letter as your first name?
I guess I'm gonna be a dentist.
Yeah. I'll
The
be
hell can
a
I be?
therapist.
Oh God.
Oh no, this is bad.
I'll be a lap dancer.
There you go.
Make good tips.
Lobotomist.
There you go. You gotta go back in time, but yeah, you can be a
Yeah.
good lobotomist. Poor Jesse or snitches get stitches.
A little bit of both, honestly.
Snitches get stitches. Fuck Jesse.
Okay.
Dude, it's hard watching him be like fucking like in that cage. It's sad. I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel so bad for him because he's still a nice guy.
Well, he's like
Like-
all he's done is like try all series is he's tried to do what's right the whole
And
time.
he either gets his ass kicked,
He just
fucking
gets the
someone
shit
he
beat out
loves
of him
dies.
because he tries to be loyal to Walt.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, "Oh, this guy's cancer. Like, I'm doing the right thing. Like, I'm helping him out. Plus, I need some money, and meth makes money. If you haven't
Yeah,
heard.
but let's also not rewind the fact that he took the money that Walt gave him for the RV and went and blew it on strippers.
True.
He did though. He still did get an RV though. From,
Yeah, but
let's
he
not
coulda-
focus
coulda got
on the past.
He could have got such a good RV. Instead, he got this fucking piece of junk thing that he basically stole.
yeah, from Combo.
The combo said, "Yeah, take it." Yeah,
Like,
Mom was probably like, "What the fuck?"
yeah. She
and
seemed
then
pretty chill
if-
about it.
If they would have had a good RV, they would never got stuck in the fucking desert.
yeah.
But that's like the best. That's one of the better episodes of season 2 when they're stuck in the
Just
desert.
fucking hand cranking the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking.
That makes my arms hurt just like watching that scene.
Yeah.
I love the. What element is this? Oh,
Wire.
And like I pointed out when we did that season, I was like, how did he get the fucking brake pads off without taking the tire off? Like that's not doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. When you watch, they don't want you to know about cars.
Yeah. That
You
one.
either
was-
know about cars, you know about meth.
yeah.
yeah.
One or the other.
One or the other. Yeah. They didn't do a lot of stopping on their way back into town. Yeah, I think that's one of those things you just need the time, you know, where you're like, okay, we could show the thing up on Jax, or we could just assume that they like did it.
But like even,
You
it could
know.
even just be like in the background, like you just see the thing up on Jackson's tire off.
Right.
You don't have to go like,
Yeah.
oh, here's Jesse breaking the bolts, the lug nuts loose. Oh, there's one that's stuck. He's going on it.
Honestly, that'd be a good scene.
Oh, this one's stripped.
Jesse
Fuck!
changing a tire.
Use the other tire.
I mean,
Him
don't know.
struggling to fucking
Walter's
jack
like-
it up because the
Walter's like
RV's
yelling at
heavy
him.
and it's on fucking dirt. It's just Jack's just sinking
Sinking,
into the
yeah.
ground.
Walter's like, do it like a man. Come on.
I'm like, will you come out here and do it?
Honestly, that'd be kind of a good scene.
But like again, like you just had that scene with the whole like
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah. The trickle charge is like, well,
Yeah.
you come over and do it. It just everything.
I love when Jet the fucking thing's on fire, grabs the cooler. Walter's just like,
I like when they're siphoning the gas into the generator, and just Jesse goes, Walt's like, he's like, oh, tastes bad, huh?
like
Just
yeah.
stupid as fuck,
I miss that
Alright.
Jesse when watching season 5. Just that dumb, lovable guy.
Yeah,
He
you
gets
get
so
that little.
depressing in season 4.
You get that little
know?
glimpse of him because he's like swinging the stick around when they do the flashback.
Yeah. like a fucking toddler.
Okay, we did the pants. We did Junior. Do you feel bad for Walt in episode 15?
Not really.
He's alone. Oh, I know. But,
I mean, like, yeah, it sucks. Like, but you asked for all of this, dude. You wanted to be a drug kingpin. You wanted, like, to be the man.
right.
And that's what it cost you. You could have taken a nice little job at Gray Matter, had your fucking shit paid for, get like 2-3 more years with your fucking family. That's
Yeah.
nice, but instead you wanted to fucking boost your ego.
I do feel that way, but on the other hand, I feel like there's really good imagery in that. So a lot of thoughts just
All at once.
you start you start into one thing and you're like, oh, I can go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way.
That's how this fucking show is.
Yeah.
That's why it's so good.
But like in it's the first scene they show, in episode 9, right when you come back from the half season split, and he goes back to the house, and Carol or whoever it is next door sees him, whatever. But when he's inside, and he grabs the ricin, and he has that shot where he like looks up,
He sees himself
and
in
he
the
sees
mirror.
in the mirror, and the mirror is cracked and everything. And like he's all distorted, right?
Yeah.
And then so that is like really good imagery on like if you like from the beginning of this show, that mirror is all seeing, right? Like it sees, like no matter what happens out there, like in here is basically telling you like how his life is. Like he's hiding stuff from Skylar, and then like they're fighting because Skylar wants to know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And then he's getting hand jobs from Skylar because she's not into him anymore. And, whatever the fuck, right?
Well, he got hand jobs at the beginning still, remember?
Yeah.
It was a very boring hand job.
Yeah, she was like on the computer.
Yeah.
like, online shopping.
Can you put that in like ruined orgasm section of Pornhub?
Ruined.
Wins auction, ruined hand job.
Create a whole new category.
Bad
Pornhub.
hand jobs.
Bad hand jobs.
Distracting hand jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but now, like that, and then now, a year later, 2 years later from the beginning of the show, right? Year after it's 52nd birthday, and this is the state of his life.
It does show the
Nothing.
flashback to the beginning too, right? Like it shows like Walt or Hank's like, "I'll take you on a ride along" or whatever. And
Yeah.
fucking Walt's
When
like,
he's like
"Ah,
kind
one
of
day,"
because he stands in that spot in the living room where they were all gathered around the television.
So you
Great
do
money
feel-
till they pay you, or till we catch you.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel a
but
little
it's-
bad, I guess.
Which was
'Cause it
true.
did-
Was great money till he got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel a little bad just because, like, it did go farther than probably he thought it was going to go. He probably, honestly, when he started, was like, all right, I'm going to make what he needs, $737,000.
$737,000.
And then after that, I am done. He probably didn't realize that he had, like,
He has an addictive personality.
yeah.
I
He
think
needs to keep boosting his ego constantly.
I think that scene when he's in the house and it's all boarded up and graffitied up and the kids are skateboarding in the back and he has some flashbacks and whatnot. I think that is when he self-reflects and realizes, like, I've fucked up.
Probably.
Like, am not the same person I was a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
I think that's the moment he like accepts what he has to do, and You know, he
Because
knows
I
he's.
think right after that he goes to Skylar's house.
Yep.
Yeah, I did it for me. I'm a fucking asshole.
This isn't what I wanted. Like,
Yeah.
essentially, I mean, that he doesn't say to her, but like,
He's like, I liked it. That's why I did it. I didn't do it for the family. It was all for me. At first, it was for the family. But
and I think that's what you're seeing in that mirror, where he sees himself broken up, and he
Yeah.
like looks at it, and it's like, this isn't, like, none of this was supposed to happen.
yeah.
Like, I fucked it up.
Yeah.
Like, I let my ego get the best of me.
And doesn't at the end of the show he only leaves them what, like 7 million, 8 million, something like that, right? When he get all the money goes
Yeah.
to Gretchen Elliott, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So like, if he would have taken that buyout for the 5 million, he would have had like basically like he left the same amount of money almost. I mean, yeah, 5 million, 8 million is a difference, but
Probably doesn't have to convince Jesse to leave town. Jesse doesn't put the whole poison thing together.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. We're
no
good.
one, his family doesn't fucking hate him anymore. Only problem with that is that about the witnesses. Does he still have all those witnesses killed? If he takes
Well,
the
no, because
buyout?
Mike goes, and Mike's like, I got the legacy cost.
Until the lawyer gets caught, though. The lawyer probably still gets caught.
Yeah.
So I wonder, does Walt still like, all right, I'm gonna kill all these guys because he still is a heartless fucker, you know?
Yeah.
So
Looking
like,
out
even,
for number one.
even if he like still got out, I bet you he's just like, all right, well, one last time, let's get all these guys killed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. This you can do that with this show so easily.
Would you have witnesses that have seen, you know, witnesses to your crime? Would you have them whacked in prison?
I'd like to think not.
What did I do though?
But yeah,
No.
so I'm like, I mean, I guess we're assuming probably that we're in the Walter White
Yeah.
scenario.
Maybe like
yeah.
you were, you know, you were making meth and
I mean, if I wasn't able to like, if I didn't have the resources to like get out of town, you know, I probably would. Cause like, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to spend the rest of my life in fucking prison.
I guess that's what I mean, he wants his cake and eat it too, right? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of his deal. Like he's like, I did all this shit, and now I'm staying.
Yeah.
Whereas
Well,
like,
he feels like he deserves it.
you don't have to murder all those people if you just leave.
Yeah. I mean, the whole season he's like,
But the thing is, he just doesn't want to leave.
Right.
I think he still wants to live the same life he had before. Now, just tons of money, but you can't.
Yeah.
yeah. That's why he gets so mad at Jesse when Jesse's like, I think I'm done. He's like, after all we've been through, like,
I see what he's saying though, when he says the thing about to be the best at something.
yeah,
It's not something you throw away.
yeah,
Like, can you imagine you're like the best, insert thing here, right? Like, simple terms, like
Yeah.
you're Tom Brady.
you're the best at.
You're the
yeah.
best quarterback ever.
And at some point, you just got to give it up. Otherwise, you'll continue to do it and make yourself look pitiful, like Tom Brady.
Like Brady did, yeah, yeah, no,
Like,
that's true.
And granted, there are some nuances this season that we won't break down because this is not the Tampa Bay podcast. This is the this is the Breaking Bad
It's a low
podcast.
point when you lose to the Cowboys in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
It is.
It's almost as bad as fucking getting your brother-in-law killed. But
Almost.
Almost.
Getting your
thin-
brother-in-law
it's a thin
killed is almost as bad as losing to the cat. I mean, yeah.
no, it's almost no. You're right. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, does Walt die in New Hampshire if Gretchen and Elliot aren't on TV talking shit?
I bet he gets arrested.
Like, well, I mean, but
Well,
like, does he come back, or does he just sit in that cabin in New Hampshire and die?
Well, he already made the decision to
Or doesn't he?
leave the cabin and make that however many miles it was to the nearest town. And
He calls the
and
junior, right?
and what's his name, the vacuum guy,
Says never leave,
said that
right?
if you leave and I find out word that you left, I will never be back up here.
Right.
You're on your own.
Yeah.
And he made that decision. He was going to go down there anyway. So he probably already had in his mind he's going to find a way to go back. But I think the interview definitely fired him up even more.
Well, I think he was probably trying to I think he was trying to get caught at first. Because remember, he calls the cops,
Yeah.
right?
and he
He's
just
like-
leaves it hanging.
yeah, because then he goes and starts drinking, and then then he sees the interview, and then he's like, I think that's that last bit of his ego. He's like, I can't let these fuckers.
That's why he's like hiding in the car.
Yeah.
And that's the way I took it was, he's like, I want to send money to them, And then, like, you know, fuck vacuum guy. I'll go into
Yeah.
town to get my own shit. I got millions of dollars in a barrel up in the cabin.
You know, Vacuum
You know.
Guy's dead. The actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He died like right before El Camino came out. I think
Do you know vacuum guy's name?
it's Ed something, right?
It is Ed.
Okay.
They never say his name,
Yeah.
unlike Heisenberg.
Really? They really never say Ed.
They never say
It's
Ed.
just Vacuum Guy.
That's what they said in the commentaries. Like, we never actually say his name, but his name in the script is Ed.
Okay.
So
I don't even know.
now,
how
granted,
I
they
knew it,
might
honestly.
have said. Did they say it in El Camino?
I don't think they do.
I don't think
Because
they did
Jesse's
either.
just like, help me.
Yeah.
It's never like, hey Ed.
You're a
you know?
vacuum guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need that Hoover
Max 300.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember the thing, but yeah.
The thing to make me go by.
Yeah, they didn't
Like-
they didn't even have him in place until like episode 15. They were
Yeah.
like we were like, we knew we had this disappear character. The idea had been around forever. We were thinking somebody, and Robert Forster was on that commentary too. He's like, we were thinking, you know, essentially Robert Forster, but
Yeah.
you know, we hadn't figured it out yet. And so they didn't need it till episode 15.
I always like the
either, so.
disappear. He's always seemed so cool.
Yeah.
He's so professional. Like he knows what he's doing.
They said
And
they
he
talked
knows
to
he knows about vacuums too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They said they talked to a guy who like that was kind of his specialty.
Like disappearing people.
Yeah.
What do you do it for? Like the FBI or something?
No, well, he would do it like unofficially,
Oh okay.
and he said it wasn't typically people like, you know, Walt or Saul. It was people that like they just wanted like a fresh start, and they were just tired of whatever their lives were, you know. And he goes, his biggest problem was these people would always try to contact home. Like he said,
Yeah.
like the operation was like like he had it down, and then these people would call home and ruin the whole fucking thing. So.
If you're gonna leave your
stupid.
life, you're leaving your life. Man.
Right.
Call home.
But yeah,
Yeah, I'd
so-
be okay with that.
I feel like that's probably like one of the biggest issues with like the witness protection program is that people will try and contact home and then
Yeah.
like, well, great.
Goodfellas, Henry.
Yeah.
You know, he was like calling dudes back in New York and be like, yeah, I'm doing this drug thing here in Seattle or wherever the fuck it was. I don't remember exactly.
it's
like,
crazy
he was, like,
that he didn't get whacked. Like
so crazy.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Even when you watch Goodfellas, he should get whacked. I think. As soon as he gets out of the police station, it's like, why
Yeah.
isn't he dead?
Yeah.
Like honestly, he's one of the luckiest mobsters like ever.
Oh yeah.
Thank God he didn't though, because I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Let's see, where is it? Oh, so yeah, that's the way I took that scene. Is he's like, all right, well, I got to get some money to Junior and you know Skylar and everything, and then Junior fucking chews him out on the phone, and then he's like, well, what's the point of living if I can't help them out?
Yeah.
Like this is what I have all this money for. Like he's been sitting in the cabin reflecting, and he's like, I did all this for them, and then I turned into doing it for me, and I fucked up. But now they're just living in some shitty apartment, and Skylar's, what was she doing? Taxes or some shit?
It's something
I don't remember
awful
what.
sounding.
Yeah, what he said, but like it was like bad. She takes the bus to work and shit. Like it was the whole thing. And yeah, so
They went from Dodge promotion commercials to taking the bus.
there is a
sad.
credits where it says like because like obviously I expected them to say something in the fucking commentary and they didn't, but in the credits you'll see like promotional Chrysler LLC,
Chrysler,
whatever.
Dodge,
Yeah.
whatever.
Promotional consideration provided by Chrysler LLC.
Yeah, we noticed.
Yeah, no shit, right? I just thought they'd be like a little more like, yeah, we got fucking Chrysler to do the thing, but they never said anything in the commentary. Anyway, so yeah, he like was like, okay, well, I guess I can't do anything, and then he just fucking that is such a fucking like funny phone call. Like it's like, hey, like who is? I'd like to tip about the Walter White case. Who is it?
Walter White.
Walter White. Hello. And then he's just like gonna sit there and get ready to get caught,
That is a real.
and then
It's a badass scene when he leaves the money.
yeah.
Like that's like the only time I think like the actual like theme song plays in the show.
Yeah.
It's like it plays the doo doo doo.
Yeah.
There's the money left and the half drank whiskey.
Also, where the fuck and why the fuck do people put their keys on their sun visor?
Yeah,
don't know.
That's like a movie thing.
Seems
to,
more like 80s to me,
And-
honestly.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think it's a movie thing
that's
to
like-
like justify like, oh, that's why you stole the car.
That's like
you know?
saying, you know, we don't lock our doors because we live in the Midwest.
Yeah. That wasn't even a movie. It was a documentary, which is fucking
True.
sad.
I mean, I can tell you that, like, I mean, I've worked in like smaller towns, and some people just have this small town vibe that they'll leave their car keys in their ignition while they go in the store, and I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
I'd never.
I can't even leave my car running while I'm getting gas
Yeah.
because
I don't like leaving like valuables in my car like at all.
no.
Yeah.
I can't like I have to bring everything.
So the fact that the people will sit there and it's probably still to this day, there's mainly older people, put keys in the sun visor and like I'm just leave it up there and like, okay, well that's great and all, but like, how do you know your car's not gonna get stolen?
honestly,
It's fine.
they just did it for plot convenience.
Well, yeah, he goes, please, or whatever the fuck he does, like, yes.
Honestly,
But to be fair, if he got in the car, that means the door is unlocked, so there's a chance that the keys might be in there.
yeah. Honestly, that would have been crazy for Walt to know how to hotwire a car. He fucking did that shit with the coffee pot and burned his goddamn wrist straps off. you
Which,
know?
with that, there's a fucking gap in that twist tie, like where it comes together. Why would you not either do it out here where that gap is, or turn your wrist to the gap is so you're
Yeah,
not
right there.
burning
So
your
you're not burning
fucking
yourself.
vein, you dipshit.
Well, I think that he's just panicking. He's trying to get out as
Right,
quickly as
I know.
possible.
That's 120 volts, just burning the fuck out of you while the wires are arcing. Like
there's a gap. There's a fucking there's a tent.
just right
use
there
it.
in the middle, like just zzz. Okay, melted.
Anyway. But, you got to be dramatic. He's got to run over there and,
I think they
on
were
the
trying
water
to
cooler.
illustrate how badly he wants to
Yeah.
keep his business.
Get this money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. The Gretchen and Alien car money threat logistics. He walks in there. He's like, you're gonna do something for me. He's threatening him, and then he's like, my car's down the road, and you can help me bring this money in. It's at no point did they see an out and oh, maybe we'll just he's got cancer, right?
believe it,
We'll
though.
push him in the trunk or something, and we'll go call the cops.
I believe it just because they're these rich fucking people. And
Yeah,
they don't do
yeah.
any criminal stuff, And they've heard all these stories about what Walter's done. So they're probably fucking petrified of him now,
Yeah. The fucking cheese knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
He's
fact he
like,
just
if
said-
you're good. If we're gonna go that route, you're gonna need a bigger knife. And he just kind of
Puts it down
put it
pathetically.
down. Yeah.
But I love that. I love how he is he's just sitting in their little front garden area.
That's great.
Then they walk right past him.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And
He's just in their house, looking at pictures.
Like
and
I
they're
couldn't
just
imagine being that
Yeah.
being that rich that I could just be that oblivious.
Your house
Well-
is big enough that you don't notice when someone's inside.
They walk in the first part, and then they walk in a main door and hit the alarm or whatever, and they just leave that back shit up. Walt's the one that closes up for him.
He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna close this. You don't want weird people coming in here.
I
You
would've
don't want
loved to see-
dangerous people walking in here.
I would have loved to see just a face from Walt of what?
You're supposed to see me
Shut
out
the
here.
doors,
Why do you leave this
You're the
door
genius
open?
billionaires. Come on.
Yeah.
How much is your AC bill?
Yeah.
You leaving the doors open in fucking New Mexico?
Yeah. No shit.
You think it's realistic that Elliot and Gretchen believe the whole hitman thing? I think it.
I think
it is.
I think they're gullible and rich. So
You think so?
Yeah, literally exactly what he was just what you guys were both talking about of yeah, they're rich and dainty enough that
Yeah.
they probably believe anything and oh no, Walt'll fucking fuck me up with my cheese knife or whatever,
I fucking love that it's Skinny Pete and Badger though.
It's the best.
There are these goofy ass edits on Instagram where it's the two best hitmen west of the Mississippi, and it'll show Badger and Skinny Pete as badasses. It's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Have you ever seen the Twat Hammer music video?
No.
It's on the special features of season 2. The whole fallacies song.
I have not.
That's great. Oh, and then there was a Breaking Bad webisodes thing.
Those are fucking awesome.
And yeah, Badger's they're trying to get the vacuum out of that garage. And he's like, so you thought I'd have a lockpick up my ass. Those are
You seen the one where
fantastic.
Hank is like he cheated on Marie right before
Yeah.
their wedding? Apparently, those are all canon.
Like, how long ago? Like, 4 hours. I'm like, Jesus,
Jesus,
Hank.
Hank. Yeah. Apparently, they're canon. I don't know if Vince said that as like a joke.
I
but, like,
believe that because he was like, he said when they were filming that train scene, you know, when you get like the going along the tracks thing and like the grass keeps knocking through it. He was like, yeah, my cannon fell off the train. Like one of these bushes knocked it off. I had it mounted on the side to film that. So, anyway.
maybe.
Speaking of the train scene, I think Bill Burr would play a great, somewhat homosexual cowboy.
You know, oddly, you're not wrong.
Like, I don't know. It
I
just
can see
that's
it.
I got homosexual cowboy from his little thing right
You
there.
see
He
him
could
out
be
on the
like
farm?
he could be like uncomfortable homosexual too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
a little
just kinda
closeted
like-
about it.
Yeah, like even when there's like dicks everywhere, he's still kind of like,
Like, oh,
Yep.
that's a big one.
that's I love dick.
I can see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
not a terrible comparison.
Yeah. I won't. We'll do a special features thing after this. I got a couple things.
I got a pitch.
Okay. Yeah. Do it up.
Aim for the toilet.
I'll try.
That was positive.
We
You know, it'll take a second to pause.
Both, yeah. Drink and wine.
A line of Coke.
Thank you.
This is Breaking Bad. If you're gonna do anything, it better be meth.
You're right. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, who said I didn't do that before I came in here?
Well, I know, but I'm talking to him.
There's a reason I was
Yeah, I
45
only
minutes
took
late.
before- I didn't sleep.
There's a reason I was 45 minutes late. I was doing meth.
Methamphetamines. All right. So my next question would be: does Skylar still love Walt, despite everything?
Well,
Would
I don't
Skylar still give him a sad hand job?
ooh,
That would be a hell of a deleted
he
scene.
begged hard enough.
He's in the kitchen. He's like, "Can I just have
One more time.
one more hand job?"
Please.
She's just crying.
It's like after it's
Fucking asshole.
it's right after he hands her the coordinates.
Yeah. Now, can I please have a hand job?
Uses the coordinates to clean up.
Fuck! Now I know where the bodies are at.
Did you come on the coordinates?
Did it for me.
I didn't do it for the family. I did it for me. Oh no. I'm gonna say like she's just like I think she loves the the memory of him
Before he was an asshole, yeah.
and like wishes that like none of it happened and like the reason he like lets him like say goodbye to Holly comes
She
in
still
the
remembers
house
that guy.
gives him
Yeah.
5 minutes like she's like all right like I'll give you a little bit here.
She remembers the guy that she at first got with, you know,
Yeah.
not the guy he turned into.
Yeah. Did you feel like the Walt sneak peeks kind of like ruined the suspense in like episode 14? I know that one was kind of out of order a little bit, but like you know how we have the episode 1 season 5 and episode 9 season 5 the short
little
little sneak
bit.
peeks later.
But like, I don't know, the show's written so well still that you're like, you more just want to know what's gonna happen. You kind of know, like you know
Right.
from like the beginning that the show's probably gonna end
Well,
with
right.
him being caught. So it's not. It doesn't take that much suspense out because you still have no idea how it's gonna happen, and you don't know who's gonna die, and what's. Yeah, I don't think it takes all of it.
I
out.
think it builds up some suspense because it makes you think. It makes you like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I mean, they do the same exact thing in Better Call Saul, and it like it still makes me like, okay, what's going to happen? Like, okay, I got 2 minutes of what's going to happen like at the end of the series. Now I just want to get to the end of the series because now I want to know what happens.
Yeah,
Keeps you looking anyway, right? Yeah.
I don't think it takes away that because you are. The whole,
I guess
you're just
I
like,
was-
how is it gonna end up like that? You know.
Yeah. I settled there, but I guess like at points, you know, like I remember watching that for the first time, like obviously like way back when it first went on Netflix. So I'm like 18.
Dude, I remember when I was a
Yeah.
little kid, the first episode I ever saw, you were watching it. It was the one where Walter does like the video to Hank.
Oh yeah.
That's like my earliest memory of Breaking Bad. And
That's-
you
that's-
inadvertently spoiled Gus's death like 6 years before I watched the show.
You're welcome.
We
Because
had
6 years before you watch the show, which probably would have been like 7 years ago.
Yeah, it probably puts us like 20.
So
20,
that
21,
so
something
that
like
puts
that.
us because 6 or 7 years ago it would have been about this time I would have been moving to Texas. So and that's the time I picked up and started watching Breaking Bad.
I just remember you told a story. You were like, I was watching it, and then all of a sudden I woke up,
Yeah.
and fucking Gus was dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's
when
when
I
I
was
first-
watching it, like my first time, I was like, "That's the guy he was talking about." Well, fuck, I know he dies. Like,
Yeah, so I fell asleep watching it, and then like I just woke up to a then I'm like, what the fuck? And I roll over and look, and I'm like, just see Gus walk out and just. And I was like, all right, I'm going to turn this off because I missed something.
I missed
Yeah.
a lot.
I missed something in this hour I was asleep. So, click.
Yeah. I just felt like you kind of were sitting there like, well, something's going to happen in Walt's favor here because he's out and about. But then I guess my other thought while watching it was like, oh, well, maybe he does go to jail, and that's why he looks like shit because he like gets out a couple years later somehow, even though he's responsible for a bunch of deaths and a bunch of meth, which, okay, whatever.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's fine.
He maybe somehow
2 years max.
It's population control.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have too many people as it is right now.
He could always be like, he used the Nazi connections to escape. Or
True.
something.
That is true.
Ah, the good old Nazis.
Good old Nazis.
Okay. Yeah, we kind of covered that whole mirror thing earlier.
You think Kanye West approves?
No, he saw 21 Jump Street. He's off that now, remember? Jonah Hill made him not racist anymore.
Yeah.
Only if Jonah Hill was alive back in like the 40s when Hitler was around.
I know,
Could
right?
have turned him around, man.
Hitler would have been like, cool.
That's a cool guy.
Like, you know what?
He's kinda funny.
I don't like any of the other ones, but you're pretty cool, so.
So I won't.
The
You-
other ones get a pass.
Yeah.
You and Seinfeld.
I love that Walt got the last laugh on Lydia.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Did not like her as a character.
Ugh.
She's awful.
Apparently, I mean, I told you guys earlier. Apparently, there's a possibility that they were going to have her sleep with one of the three of them.
Yeah, thank God.
What about if
didn't do
they?
that.
What about if she slept with all three of them at the same time? It was just like a Breaking Bad gangbang.
Breaking
like-
Bang.
Breaking Bang.
Yeah.
Gang bad.
It's
I don't
my
know.
turn, Walter. You've been at it for 20 minutes, Walter. You gotta learn to share.
No, I don't want to be in the butt while you're in the vagina. And I don't want our balls to touch.
Walter, I'm not having sex with you right now, Walter.
So yeah, so I was gonna say, like, of the three, I would think it makes the most sense for like her and Walt, because she's kind of like female Walt. If you like watch her, like when she's talking about like, I move things from point A to point B around the globe. Like,
Yeah.
you can tell she kind of gets like a power trip
And Walt would
about
be
what
like,
she can do.
Skylar's not fucking me anymore, so.
Right.
why
Like, I
not?
could have totally seen that storyline working
Jesse
out.
and Lydia would have been weird, honestly.
Yeah.
But
Because like she'd have been saying like business lady smart things, and
Jesse's
he just
like,
kind of
yeah,
like,
bitch.
just
Yeah.
kind of like playing with
Tax
the kid or whatever.
write-offs.
Yeah, it's science and stuff that does that. She like kicks him out. Like, nope, nope, nope.
You know, that's science.
Like, no, that's a tax write-off. Science, bitch.
Science and stuff made you.
Yeah. Get out.
Okay,
It's gonna
cool.
make you get out.
But yeah, so you can kind of see her like power trip and everything. So I feel like it made sense.
Who would have had her and Walt would have had some weird egotistical sex.
Like, I'm on top. No, I'm on top.
I am the one who knocks. No.
I'm the one who knocks the headboard against the wall.
I am the one who knocks them ankles loose.
poor Todd. No matter what the situation is, you just imagine like she's having sex with one of those three, and then you got poor Todd sitting in the corner just.
I love you. I love you, Lydia. I think you're really cool.
Fuck Todd, bro.
Yeah,
fuck Todd.
I'm glad he's a little cuck.
Yep. I kind of really wanted Walt to be alive for El Camino, which they kind of like left that one.
Yeah.
I remember when the series ended and then they were talking about El Camino. I was like, well, he's not
Yeah, I was hoping for like.
confirmed killed. And then, on the news in the beginning, El Camino was like, Walter White is Heisenberg dead. And you're like, oh.
I was hoping like at the end of El Camino, it'd show him like in prison or something.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Is I was hoping that I was always hoping for a preview of El Camino would come out with like Walt just like sitting in prison. He shaved the head again.
Back to the
And
goatee.
he's just fucking seething. Like that's all you need for that preview too, because you know what's going on. Like he's just sitting there like,
But honestly,
no.
what does he have left to like do though?
Rot in prison.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, again, like, yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Because like if you let's say
I'd
he
be-
like
I'd be
figures out
more-
a way to escape, but like
I'd be more upset that I didn't die. I'd be sitting there pissed off like, God damn it.
still fucking
What do
here.
I have to do to die? Yeah.
If I knew I
I
was
went
this,
after Nazis.
if I knew I was this invincible from the start, I would have took more risks.
Yeah.
Would have sold way more meth.
How do you feel? Like, do you feel any bad for Jesse as he walks away? Are you happy for him?
Walks away from what?
Like,
The end of the show.
walking away from the end, yeah. Driving away in
know.
the
Happy.
Run away.
El
Drive away.
Camino.
I'm glad he gets out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
happy ending for someone, kind of.
How do you think he remembers Walt?
Probably in a
Is it a negative fashion, or is it like, well, he's kind of the reason I got out in the end?
probably
so,
a little
like,
bit of both. He's like he was a fucking asshole, but he didn't have to come back for me, and he did, and I'd probably still be getting tortured by Nazis. So
Of
like,
course, if he
he-
wouldn't have sold me out, that I was under the car in the first place, I'm not.
but also,
in their
But also,
if
possession
he
I
in the
got
didn't
first
rat on
place.
him, he probably wouldn't have done that in the first
Hank
place.
would have never got
Yeah.
killed.
Right.
I think the whole reason he even ratted Jesse out was because Hank got killed.
I mean, I think they both kind of come to an understanding of each other at the end. They both kind of like nod.
Yeah, they nod, and then
They're like, all right,
he like
you know.
burns rubber around him,
Yeah.
but doesn't hit him.
Look how cool I am, Walter.
And they said that was a stunt driver that did that, not Aaron Paul.
Oh, what a bitch, Aaron Paul. You can't do that.
I mean, they
could've
want the
figured it.
professionals doing
Yeah,
it.
you don't want Bryan Cranston
Just
getting
one
fucking run over.
One accident, you just fucking sideswipe Cranston.
In
Used
the
to be at the end
Breaking
of the
Bad
series.
finale, it looks like it's also a Bryan Cranston finale. That's the news headline.
Bryan Cranston permanently paralyzed. Like, whoa!
Final scene of the show.
The final
is
scene is
with
him
his
in a
fucking
fucking-
leg.
Yeah.
They actually shoot his injury scene as him dying in the series. Vince Gilligan's like, "What? Come on, let's shoot it real quick before the ambulance gets here." There's no ambulance on the set. No, come on, budget.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's grateful that Walter did that though,
Yeah.
because he probably felt like so fucking hopeless when he was just cooking meth.
He's
getting
like, yeah,
tortured.
if I try some bullshit again, Brock's
Brock's gonna
dead.
get murdered.
Like it's yeah.
That's just got to be the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Them Nazis were
Naziing.
Naziing pretty hard.
Nazis Nazied. If there's one thing Nazis are going to do, they're going to Nazi.
Them Nazis can Nazi for sure.
Are you a pure?
Am I pure?
Are you a pure?
Purebred Nazi.
I don't know.
Oh, the Nazis don't like you.
I know, right?
I mean, you can tell he ain't blonde hair, blue eyes.
This is true.
Yeah, kill you on spot.
Box score. It's 26 to 28 deaths. I'm a little fuzzy on. I don't remember if I counted Lydia. Now, granted, she didn't technically die.
She dies.
Well, I know, but like within the season 5 boundaries.
Yeah, she
Right.
might die like after Walt's dead.
But I don't remember if I counted her or not. And the jail death thing was a little fuzzy because I was like, I'm pretty sure they got 10 people
It's
to kill
9,
in
I
jail, and then with the lawyer it was 10.
Oh yeah.
But then there were 11 shots of dead people, but there's one where a dude's in like a brown jumper where they show him dead, but then there's another angle, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be another death or just another angle with them walking.
oh, when
out
he's
of
in the prison
room.
cell. I'm pretty sure that's the same one.
But it's just weird because they didn't do that with any of the other death shots in the sequence.
The most brutal one's the one dude gets lit on fucking fire.
I don't know. I think the lawyer getting stabbed fucking Like, what was that? Like 30 times?
And what? But burning to death? I don't know. Which is worse?
I'd probably rather burn to death than get stabbed.
Dude, burning to death.
That's a slow,
It
painful
burns
death, though.
all your like.
But so's like
fucking-
bleeding out.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
bleeding out, you just become
but
lightheaded
your
and unconscious.
Whole body is on fire.
I guess.
Head
Like
to
you just
toe.
like being stabbed, you just feel the pain where you got stabbed, and you just eventually like get lightheaded and all that from lack of blood. And burning, you're just like I'm burning till all my fucking nerves are burned away,
Yeah.
and then by then I'm passing out.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's 26 to 28
I'd rather get stabbed.
on
I
the
think.
deaths.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with stab.
Yeah.
I counted 2 broken cell phones, 1 Chrysler commercial, 1 frozen gun, and 1 pool party.
Pool party. That's
Hey,
Oh, pool
pool
party.
party.
I love Hake.
I said that it's the best TV show made.
Ever?
I think so because like here's the thing: it's not my favorite show ever,
It's mine.
but it's the best show ever made. When you think about like all the shit they do, you made a meth show work. The representation of people that you're trying to have with a meth show
Yeah.
is like some like dumb people. Like they obviously cuss all the time. Like you can't really swear on television. You pulled that off. Everything was believable. All these stunts, the low budget, the time constraints in shooting a network television show. That's why it's the best. And you know, like things like Ozark come up, and you know, like other things.
I don't like Ozark as much.
No, I don't either. I like it a lot, but not as much as Breaking Bad. And I don't know. That's they did the most with the least. And
Well, those
it's a
first 2
fantastic
seasons, their
show.
budget was nothing. I'm pretty sure.
And they were
'Cause
even
they were barely on
worried
the
about.
air.
They were even worried about budget constraints, like getting up into the later seasons.
Yeah.
So because you're still doing it for a network show.
I don't think it got real big like Breaking Bad till it was on Netflix finally. I
Yeah.
think that's when it like exploded.
So I'd say it's the best ever.
I think it is.
Got any closing comments?
Honestly, I think I don't know. I have a hard time between it and Better Call Saul. Because Better Call Saul takes a prequel and like it still makes things like
And the fact with like Better Call Saul is like it's in the Breaking Bad universe and it's a prequel to Breaking Bad. You kind of see some stuff, but like it's a completely different show.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same like feel that
No,
Breaking
it's
Bad
not,
has.
Yeah. It's like Breaking Bad feels kind of more like an action drama, I'd say. Better Call Saul is more drama, I'd say. There's a few episodes where there's a lot of action, but I feel like it's more focused just on like the characters and like just the story and how Saul ends up like Saul. There's a big focus on like Saul and his brother and everything, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a hard time because I don't think Better Call Saul ends as well as Breaking Bad. Like Breaking Bad, I think ends like perfectly, but Better Call Saul, I don't know. Like it just has like, I think it has more like likable characters. Like you got like the Lalo guy, who I don't think you ever got to Lalo, but
I mean, I've seen things.
I fucking love Lalo. Like, so I don't know. I have a hard time. I can't decide which I like better though.
I mean,
I'd probably say Breaking Bad just because there's no season I don't like. I don't really like season 2 of Better Call Saul.
I know just from personal experience, having watched season 1 of Better Call Saul, like I'm just bored as fuck through it.
I honestly like it.
And I know season 2 because I think I got about halfway through season 2
It's
before
pretty
I had
boring.
dropped it a long time ago, and I was pretty bored.
I
I think that's why I had dropped it
It's
at the time.
So
it's a slow burn.
Yeah, it's with the lead up of, you know, Saul Goodman as being, you know, Jimmy McGill is very slow and
Yeah.
like can be very kind of like drawn out. But like as it's kind of gone on, like season 3 and up, it's kind of sped up. It's kind of it starts showing him transform more into Saul Goodman.
I think 5 and 6 are like top tier television. Season 5 and 6.
Well, I haven't seen season 6.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
Oh,
season 6 will be like I
won't
said. Season
spoil nothing.
season 6 will be on Netflix on Tuesday because I don't have cable, so
yeah.
So I didn't see it when it came out. So I'll be binge watching it next week at some point throughout.
It's fucking great.
So I can't get a full comparison of if I like Better Call Saul more or Breaking Bad more because I've seen all of Breaking Bad, but I have not seen the final season of Better Call Saul yet. So I have a better opinion in a couple weeks.
It's real hard for me to decide between the last season of Saul and the last season of Breaking Bad because It's the same. Like every episode you watch,
Yeah.
something's going on.
Yeah.
Like there's something big, something pivotal to this series is gonna happen. But yeah, season 5 and 6 are Saul
Yeah.
fucking great. But
Well, I'll let you know when I get there.
yeah,
Looks like you got some binge watching to do.
It's gonna be a little bit of a slower burn. And here's the deal: I missed out on the dynamic that I wanted with this show because I couldn't get either like Jason or Charles on board for like watching it for the first time. So I think what I will do, which will be tricky as me being like the main host that puts all the notes together and everything. But I think my goal when we do Better Call Saul is for me to be the person that hasn't seen all of it, and to go through season by season. You guys having seen it all.
yeah.
Yeah. But first,
Have like a newbie perspective on it, because that was I like that idea how we wanted to go with this, where we wanted someone that'd never seen it before to kind of watch it and have first time reactions versus like me and you that have watched the series quite a few times. And I don't know how
I've
many
watched
times
it
you've
like
watched
4
it.
times.
So you've watched it quite a few times too, where it's kind of like, okay, now we're just watching it to like catch even more details that we missed before versus like we all remember when we first seen like some of the episodes, we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I
So
watch
that's
it like
what I
once
want.
a year now.
Yeah. Same thing with like Sopranos. So anyway.
I still need to watch Sopranos.
So yeah. So now, if you're not interested in special features, I'd stop watching or listening. But yeah, I got some special features shit that I'll try not to take too long on, because I don't think all of it's fascinating as fuck or anything. But
Some of it can be.
I do like
I've
it.
seen some of this stuff.
Some of it's insignificant, right? So like, same Denny's as that Walt goes in on his 52nd birthday as season 4, episode 1, but it is remodeled. That's just kind of a fun fact. The white Volvo belonged to the assistant director of that episode. The old lab no longer existed when they shot episode 1. They
Winnebago?
no the lab, the super lab,
Oh.
because they show the exploded
Yeah, yeah.
the remnants of the super lab. So they had to basically build a destroyed super lab.
Huh.
And like when you see like the ceiling charred and shit like that was digitally added. Like they had to build a whole new set for basically like this little bit.
Yeah.
So
In the lab, it's a little bit of a spoiler. I won't say it, but there are 2 bodies from 2 characters in Better Call Saul that are buried under the lab.
interesting.
So the whole when I rewatched 4, it's like, oh, like season 4 when they're in the lab, it's like, oh, there's 2 guys are under there.
Oh, nice.
Like, just think about that.
Nice.
And also the 2 bodies they found. Because they find 2 bodies in the fire, and it's supposedly the 2 guys that Walt killed.
Right.
There's people that think it might be the 2 bodies that are buried underneath the lab. And
Well,
it's
if there's
possible that
bodies
those
buried under the lab,
well, they're saying
like
it's
the other
possible
guys were left out.
that
You know
those
what I mean?
guys may have, because like the fire, I don't know. It's just a
Oh,
theory.
you're saying those guys got like
They're
cremated,
cremated, basically.
and so then they must have
They
been
found
some
those-
shallow graves then.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. I mean, you ain't never hit a body under your foundation.
I
mean,
mean, neither confirm nor deny the allegations.
I mean, I know you had to replace the carpet in here a couple years ago, so I mean,
I can neither confirm nor deny the. Anyway, I did slight research on your beloved Mexico filter.
We're in Mexico, so it's orange now.
yeah, it's brownish orange, the Mexico filter, the Mexican filter.
I've seen videos. Of
What
people
I
like,
could
I
base-
got to Mexico. Breaking Bad fucking lied. It's not orange.
It said for its typically it's used to portray hotter climates in foreign countries such as like Asia, Mexico, stuff like that.
But like,
So we both kind of had a point there where I was like, I think it's like the hotter thing, which is like was an explanation. You're like, well, it's Mexico, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess it's Mexico.
Foreign country.
But like,
yeah, but like, if it was solely there to provide a filter or a look for a hotter climate, they're in the fucking desert already. So like, the whole show should have been that color.
well, but if you think like Breaking Bad takes place in New Mexico in America, and then like there are scenes in Mexico that are orange. Like it's that differentiator of like, you know, we're in America
Between
in the
America and
desert,
Mexico. So,
and
hey,
now
this
we're
is
in
Mexico.
in the desert, so.
This orange filter is Mexico.
Well, where do you think it's hotter,
This-
Mexico or New Mexico?
This nice clear filter is America.
Well, because it's definitely hotter in Mexico. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, as far as the hotter climates thing.
Yeah, but I mean they were just there in
Like, you ever watch a Western? You know? Anyway.
I don't know.
Episode 1, it was a real police station.
Really?
And real cops were playing the roles there.
That's cool.
The median they drove up on, though, they built because they didn't want to damage any of the curbs at the police station. Apparently, anytime that you're in Skyler's office, you're on a soundstage in a set.
Huh.
And so then when you see cars go by, they have like a little thing they put up. And before they roll cars through there, they have to drain it of all the gas, disconnect the battery for like, you know, safety practices, whatever the safety standards.
Yeah.
So they just like push these cars through here in neutral, disconnected batteries, no gas in the cars. And so then they said like, you know, crew members had volunteered to have their car pushed through because then they got a full tank of gas paid for by the.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, I would do that too.
Okay. Police station. Oh yeah, all the magnet tricks in this episode, as far as that shit goes. Like when the laptop comes to the truck, they had it connected to wires and like pulleys, and so then basically like, you know, snap it back, and so then that laptop wasn't a magnet, fucking you know,
Yeah.
snapped against that. That's what they did with a lot of the bigger objects.
I think it would have been cool if they used a real magnet.
I think
Like-
Mythbusters did an episode on that.
I think they did.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they proved
Disproved
if it,
or-
I can't remember. The only one I remember that they proved that's like it works is the like the finale, like how he put the gun in the trunk and everything. Like they literally built everything and like see if it could work. And yeah, you could actually do that with the fucking MG42 if you want.
Well, that's good to know if I want to commit the next mass shooting.
Yeah. Talk about a
Confirm
drive-by.
nor deny. Yeah. Anyway. So basically they would just go in, erase the holes in the wall, and erase the wires later in post production.
Yeah.
That's how they did all the magnet shit, and obviously some digital help as far as like I think the paperclip was not a real paperclip. That first paperclip that, you know. Saul's office is on a soundstage now. They lost the location, and any shots you see of the exterior this season, it's just stock footage from when they shot it before.
I wonder what they do in Better Call Saul now. If they got it
Yeah.
back or something.
I don't know. Same thing with Jesse's house. It was like they no longer had access, so like exterior shots are stock
Just
footage.
shit
and-
from before. Yeah.
Huh. Germany scene was in an Albuquerque high school that they'd just been built but not opened yet.
I like that Germany scene.
The floor tiles, both there and when Walt falls down after digging the barrels in the desert, they would replace the tiles with like rubber tiles, like they're softer, and so you kind of see the floor flex, and they just digitally edited that out. Yeah.
Be goofy to see.
They put a remote control car motor in the Roomba. That's how they got that to go wherever they wanted. Loyola and the Grove are two restaurants they go to often, and those are real spots in Albuquerque. In case you're in Albuquerque, want to go get some bacon?
You guys want to take a trip to Albuquerque?
Not today.
I'll go someday. I want to see all the fucking
You want to get
Breaking
yelled?
Bad landmarks.
You want to get yelled at by the lady who owns
Hell
Walter
yeah.
White's house?
Hell yeah. I'd love to.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I don't blame her for being
Oh, it's
pissed.
gotta be annoying.
People trying to throw fucking pizzas on her roof and shit.
Yeah, that's gotta fucking suck. But she did sign up to have her house in a TV show. It's a
I'm
little
sure
bit
she
on
got
her.
paid, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I
At least a
understand.
little.
Oh yeah.
I understand her frustration. And then I've seen videos and on like YouTube and stuff like that of people going to the Walter White house and then like, yeah, that lady there's she's so mean, and they're like, I just want a picture here. Can I come over there and take a picture? She's so mean. She won't let me come over there and take a picture. I'm like, she's not me. She just doesn't want you on her fucking property.
She's not
Maybe
mean.
she
You're being a
doesn't want to talk
jackass.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing with that, so when Walt and Lydia are there in season 8, oh, that was the thing I forgot. Did you notice in episode 8 where they're talking about doing the New Deal, and Lydia says, we're gonna make a lot of money together. And it's like the same thing Tuco said, and he kind of like pulled his hand away, like, you know what I mean? Like he kind of had that like
remembered Tuco.
PTSD moment.
Yeah.
Well, I understand. Tuco's he was a maniac. I don't
It's
think
like-
there's a more tense episode than that episode when they're out in the fucking desert.
Yeah.
Would you be friends with Tuco?
Fuck out of here! No,
It's like
you
that,
say one wrong thing, he might beat you to death.
that guy you're like reluctantly friends with. Yeah.
Well, he beats that one dude to death because he's like, "Don't forget who you're working for."
Yeah.
He's like, "Saying I'm stupid."
No. I'm saying they're stupid. No.
I love when after he beats him up and he brings him back to Walter, he's like, do that thing.
You're smart. Episode 3, real prison, real box place, fake corrugator. Just needed a machine to stand in for a corrugator. Real tortilla place. Obviously, you sell the tortillas. They developed the whole exterminator story, and then they realized that it's like pretty much unheard of for them to tent houses in New Mexico. I don't know, something about moisture and like bugs. Like it's not as big a thing. That's what Bryan Cranston was saying on the commentary.
This show sucks then. That's bullshit.
Better Call Saul's got the belt. We're gonna lose now. Made his decision.
Yeah.
Charles Baker can play piano like that for real. We talked about that. Apparently Matt Jones, who's Badger, can play guitar, but he was acting.
Chose to play like shit.
Yeah. That is a real music store in Albuquerque. Just said the thing about Jesse's house. I don't know, I thought this was more interesting when I wrote it down, but maybe it is. But the whole Skylar underwater scene, they had to like build like a harness for her to like get into.
Really?
Because like you float in water,
Yeah.
and so like she'd like swim under with like scuba shit on so she can breathe, and then like guys would like grab her legs and pull her into this harness, and then like remove the scuba shit, and then like the wire was so like the skirt would kind of catch on something, so they get that shot of like the skirt thing being whatever dress, whatever the fuck
She was wearing,
so like they could get that full shot, and it just seems like such a crazy amount of time / money to spend on like
an underwater
literally
scene.
it's like a 3-second shot.
And if you miss it, it's kind of like,
Oh well.
okay.
She was underwater, and then here comes Walt.
And Walter came in and saved her.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a pool party.
Hey, pool party. So the train thing was a bit of a hard thing for them to get. So
Yeah.
I guess it like almost didn't happen because the one lady, Michelle McLaren, called the locations manager, and he's like, she's like, apparently we need a train. Like she was like pissed. She's like, apparently we need a train. So see what you can do about that. We have an hour to see if we can get a train. And he called a guy and was like, hey, need a call back from you within the hour. Yeah, I'm such and such from Breaking Bad and yada yada. And then like guy called him back and he was like, hey, look, I got something huge for you and I need you to answer me in 5 minutes and I need an estimate on the cost. So it all worked out.
Huh.
So
I wonder how
That's
much
good.
it costs.
yeah, they didn't say that.
Glad
I'm
it
sure we
worked
could
out.
find budget shit and everything online.
I love that train heist. I think it's
Which,
great.
still, in my opinion, is probably damn near impossible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
To get for the train to stop at the exact car
At
in
the
the
exact
exact right
spot.
position.
In the exact
Yeah.
area with also in the perfect dead zone.
And the train actually comes to a stop.
Yeah.
What if like they just fucking plow into the truck instead, and it's like, all right,
So the funny thing there is they couldn't, like the shot where Bill Burr's like, hey, trying to flag down the train. Like they could not legally let him stand in front of the train.
really?
So like they had to film him like doing that and then like put him in later digitally because they
That's
could
funny.
not legally have him like
Just cut and
trying to
paste.
stop a train. Yeah, so they had to put him in
When
digitally.
you start diving into it, there are so many legal restrictions that there is in like TV shows and movies where it's like you sit there and think, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Till you get
Jesse
that,
was not allowed to lay down under the train. They had to shoot him like from those two angles that you see, and then edit him into the train moving.
I mean,
Like,
I get.
he's not allowed. Like that one,
I mean,
I'd
now
feel like I'm not laying down on the fucking
I get
train.
that.
Yeah,
I
fuck
get
outta
that.
here.
Apparently, he wanted Aaron. They show Aaron Paul in some of the bonus footage. He's like, "Oh, come on, look, I can fit under there."
All it takes is just one loose cable, and you're.
Oh yeah. Let's see what else.
I mean, I understand all those laws though for movies, because who is that actor that just fucking shot?
Baldwin.
Yeah, Baldwin.
Yeah.
Possibly blanks.
Yeah.
Well, that's also dumb. Like, why would you just sit there and just,
Yeah, what the fuck are you
hey,
doing, dude?
hey, it's a blank. Oh, my bad.
Even if you're 99% sure, don't fucking do that.
Yeah. Oh, where was I? Oh yeah. So where they interrogate Lydia is a welding place and a metal shop in Albuquerque. So that's all welding stuff. They're in
Yeah.
the basement of that shop. So that's like a welding table she's handcuffed
How
to.
do you think Walt, Mike, and Jesse just had access to this random?
So it's
basement?
supposed to be like an abandoned warehouse,
Wow.
is what it is.
I love
And
how,
so
I
there's
love how
why there's
readily
that
available
sign.
those are in like crime movies.
Well, see, they
and
found
still have power.
so they found abandoned warehouses, to shoot in,
yeah.
and like the problem was like it was just too like it's very windy, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I think they were shooting in the winter, a lot of it or something. I don't remember exactly, but it was just too much wind and like the sound was just going to be a nightmare. And so then this place had a basement, and then it was like an active metal shop, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll clear out for a couple days, and just let them do their thing."
Nice.
So that's all welding bullshit that you see around in the surroundings there.
You think they actually went to Houston?
No, they did not. That's why they put that sign there. So it's like, oh yeah, we're totally in Texas. Because that was in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, Texas?
Nope. Apparently, multiple times they had to remove houses from the foreground. So both on the train scene and in the "Say My Name" scene later. Just they found plots, and then housing developments started going up, and they were like, "Oh fuck!"
Telling me it wasn't really in the middle of nowhere.
So they had to do these goofy shoot certain angles, and then sometimes it was unavoidable, and they just had to edit stuff out. So there's a biggest train robbery deleted scene about Walt stroking his dick about, "Oh, this will be the biggest train robbery ever." He's like, the biggest one
I thought I
even
heard
close
him
to
say
this
that
was.
before.
Yeah, there's a deleted scene where he goes into the whole thing.
I mean, kind of. He makes what?
I think he says it briefly, but he doesn't. He talks about all the train robberies that would even measure up to.
Because he ends up making. He himself makes $60 million, so who knows how much the whole business was making?
Right.
When they were filling up the tanks with the methylamine,
Yeah.
I'd just like to point out he did knock a good amount of dirt into that. I mean, I know it's probably going to dilute at some point, but he did.
I thought about that, too.
He did knock a good amount of dirt
Yeah.
taking that lid on and off.
Yeah.
And there's no way that tank was completely clean on the inside when you open it and the dirt fucking falls in there. And then, you knock even more dirt in there as you're fucking throwing the hose in there. And
Yeah.
Well,
So-
he'll fix it with science. It's okay.
I thought every time I see that scene, I'm thinking, he's knocking, just knock dirt in there.
Yeah.
Now it's not pure.
Yeah.
It's contaminated. The whole the whole heist is gone.
I've thought that before.
Yeah. Oh, and apparently all the shots where the train was moving were delayed because apparently the train just broke down one of the times they were trying to reset. Because you think you got to reset for the, they rented the train. If you want to reset that train, okay, back up. Okay, there's 20 minutes gone. You're just sitting there waiting for the thing to reset. So, episode 6. All the local news things, from here and forward, I guess it's real local news they use.
Oh yeah. They're using the real local affiliates and stuff like that. Same with the
Is
they
that the same
agreed
for
to
the
do
plane
it.
crash thing?
I believe so.
Okay.
same with the radio station that announces the nursing home blowing up. That's a real radio station in Albuquerque, rock radio station.
Interesting.
Oh, that's right. We did talk about that last time. Yeah, that's season 4's thing.
Huh.
But apparently, most of the time, they get that stuff like after everything's shot. So, like usually, they just have to react to a black screen, and then they edit that onto the screen later. So, the reason the character of Mike even came to be,
It's because Saul wasn't available. I
Bob
know
Odenkirk was not there that day.
Or Bob, yeah, not Saul.
He was supposed to like help Jesse clean up the whole Jane thing, and then they're like, "Oh, we need a cleaner or fixer or whatever."
Isn't that fucking crazy though?
And then he becomes integral to the show.
And he's like the second main character in Saul, in Better Call Saul.
Right.
I mean, that's like, in the first season they were planning on killing off Jesse.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the Jesse thing, and then
I think he was supposed to think Tuco was supposed to kill him or something like that.
in Crazy 8 was only supposed to be the first episode. They brought him back for that, to hang around,
Yeah.
not be. Yeah.
So Walt can fucking strangle him with a bike lock.
Yeah. Alright. They don't shoot at the car wash because they have to close the whole car wash down. It's a big expense. So when they do, it costs a little dough. The safety deposit box room in the bank, they made on the soundstage because the room is so small that they have to be able to remove the walls, and so then those are real deposit boxes in there, and so then they got to come and forklift the wall out of the way so they can set cameras up for this angle, and then it's a whole thing.
Makes sense why TVs and shows and shit take so fucking long to make now.
Well, you think when you shoot a conversation, you
gotta do it twice.
Yeah, you have to get the main angles on both of those
I mean,
people.
we've all seen where they're doing the two angles and say the camera's on you right now and you hear my voice, but you can tell that it might not be matching up with what's being said here.
Yeah.
You can just notice sometimes mouth movement doesn't match up with what was just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So legally, here that is again.
Goddamn laws.
When Mike's dropping all that shit into the hole in the middle of the desert, they dug a hole, but they're only allowed to dig it 4 feet deep.
Really?
And so then when you see the longer shots of shit dropping in,
It's just
they brought a big tube out there, and so it looked like a longer fall.
That's funny. It's a weird fucking law. You can only dig 4 feet. Why?
You just see an auditor come out with a tape measure and you're like, 4
4'1",
foot 2 inches,
yeah.
$300 fine.
Yeah. It's well, as long as I'm at 4'1", do you think I could just dig it the rest of the way?
If I'm already being fined, I'm going to go the rest of the way.
We covered Mike deleted scene. I'm going to kill that guy. Did I mention Fred and June? Okay, no. So Fred and June are the people that... So the Schrader house is the only house that they actually shoot in.
Okay.
Everything else, all the other house stages are... All the other house scenes are
On soundstage.
on a soundstage.
Okay.
But that house, because the dude, Fred, is handicapped, that house already has, everything's just big, so you can get around.
Yeah.
So
it's
because
perfect
apparently they have just, a ton of money, too.
yeah?
The house is, immaculate. for the most part.
It's a nice fucking house, yeah.
It's got a nice view, too.
It's on a fucking hill, yeah. His back porch is awesome. When they're grilling out that one time, I wish.
But yeah, so they can be seen as extras when Walt and Lydia are meeting in episode 8. They're one of the tables closer to them, and it's the table with the guy in the wheelchair.
Oh, cool.
Did you recognize the painting when he's meeting with Jack? It's the
same painting from the
from the Bit by a Dead Bee episode when
Yeah.
he's in the hospital. So, and then that same episode when Skylar's walking around with the baby, you'll notice you don't see Skylar's face and the baby's face at the same time. That's because that baby was inconsolable, and so the mother had a similar-ish body type to Skylar, and so Skylar gave her her clothes, and so did the walking around thing because that was the only time they could get that baby to fucking chill the fuck out.
Why don't they just fire that baby?
God damn, why the fuck do babies be babies?
Schedules. You
Get a
already
new
have
baby.
a baby here. You already have a baby here. You gotta
get 6 babies, I guess.
Well, they've shot with so many babies.
Yeah.
Is what they keep talking about.
They've shot with or shot so many
They
babies?
shot so many babies. We talked about the extra
Killed.
Jesse
so
scene with Skinny Pete. Chicks and guns is what that extra scene is called.
Chicks and guns.
Which is funny because
Sounds
there's
like a
only
Skinny Pete scene.
a chick and a gun, but whatever.
This
There you go.
Skinny Pete might be a chick.
There you go.
You never know.
And his dick's a gun.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You ever seen Full Metal Jacket?
Apparently, the logistics of fake money are a lot. Like, you have to you rent out a certain amount of it. You rent it. You
rent
money.
it?
Yeah.
I thought you just bought it.
Yeah.
Well, they probably don't want you to keep it because they don't want you to use it.
But it says on it like Ford Motion Picture using it. You could buy that. You could buy shit like that on Amazon.
Nah. I don't know. I'm not a
I
fake
could buy
money
a
guy.
stack of it on Amazon right now.
Apparently, it's like a whole thing as far as filming it. Like, it gets weird when you're filming it, I guess. But yeah, so they constantly have to count it, make sure they get all of it back. Like, it's a whole thing.
So
Oh,
what
but
do you
that
do?
was a
So
pain in the ass for that one, the money pile scene.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
I'm thinking if I had to, they don't mention it, but if I had to guess, when they're talking about when they filled up the meth containers in season 4, they would put a cardboard box in part of it.
Yeah.
And essentially all that meth was rock candy.
Yeah, I know that one.
And so basically they filled the box up around, the container up around that box that's in there, so it's not fucking 200-pound
Yeah.
thing of
yeah, makes
meth.
sense.
So if I had to guess, I bet there's a box in there and they just stack the money around it. But they didn't say that, so I don't know.
Huh.
They might have just got that much fake money. Who
So
knows?
so then does that mean that they just lost money on that the scene where he threw the fucking money on the grill? How does that go?
Oh.
Remember when
They
you-
Well,
remember
they
when-
dumped it in the pool.
Yeah, remember when Walt threw the money on the grill, but then he dumped it in the pool. But then it's charged. It's, if you're renting it, you got to return it the same way you rented it.
Maybe they decided to use their own money that time.
It is part of our budget right here.
Just burn some of it.
Burning
It's
money
a
every
it's
day
a
anyway.
federal crime to do this, but so is making meth.
The Saw billboard is real. It goes up and down because it's costly to keep up, but I just would have figured they would do that digitally, but they don't.
I'd love to see a Better Call Saul billboard.
Oh shit, I skipped one. Yeah, the hotel room they're in, that's the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. That's where the rehab scenes were shot in season 3 for Jesse.
Oh.
So this is a different part of the hotel. So basically the exterior shot and the shot where they're Walt and Walt Jr. are in the pool. At the pool, they didn't go
Yeah.
in the pool. Those are the only things filmed there, and then that hotel room's a built set.
Okay.
Saw billboard. They had trouble shooting the car scenes when Walt's driving to the desert all fast. The highway part of it, they had trouble shooting because apparently just everybody's speeding. Semi trucks are passing them, and they're supposed to get shots of the car
Dude,
weaving in and out.
I noticed when I was watching it, he's supposed to be flying, and then they do a far away scene, and he's not going past the semi. I'm like, okay, I thought you were in a rush.
I'm just gonna take my time.
Obviously, it's same location as First Cook, which they talk about. Walt goes up on that cliff where Jesse talked about the cow houses, and
I wondered if that was the same.
We talked about Robert Forster's character name.
Cow house.
Jack's compound is an abandoned mill, and that pit happened to be there for whatever the fuck reason that was. I don't
Maybe it was for the reason that it
People?
was
know.
portrayed in the series.
Might have
I
been.
mean,
Could be. They had to pay for
gotta-
that fence to be built around the place.
I always wonder, how did that Nazi group start? Did they all just
Well-
decide to come live at one
Well, there
compound
was a
together?
man named Hitler back in.
yeah, I mean there was
Yeah,
there was some
I'm not
some white
not
people
talking
that
about
hated
that.
other whites, but other whites that weren't like them.
I'm talking about this particular Nazi group.
Probably jail.
Jail.
Yeah, probably was.
Jail for sure.
So when they all got out, they were like, all right, let's all live together in some
Probably.
big Nazi
Well, I mean, I'm guessing.
compound.
Because that's Todd's uncle,
Yeah.
right? So I'm guessing the others maybe they're cousins and shit.
Which is crazy
all
that
just a-
Todd isn't necessarily a Nazi himself.
Yeah, he's definitely twisted and fucking weird.
Heartless.
Yes,
Heartless.
but he's
But,
not
like-
like a Nazi.
But that's the funny thing too. They talk about is how he's not a terrible guy. He didn't want the kid to die. He's just stupid. but there's also something weird going on with him because like
He'll do
you know,
what he has
gets in
to.
the car
Yeah.
and he's got the kid's tarantula, you know, and you're
Fucking creepy.
like, okay,
Yeah.
and like even all that time with Jesse, like when Jesse's talking about him with the confession video from Jesse, and Jesse's like, and then that Todd, that sick dead-eyed fuck, and they're all like kind of looking at Todd, and Todd's like, he's talking about me. I thought that, yeah.
He mentioned me.
Yeah,
he
Todd,
remembered me.
Todd's fucking weird because he's like nice to Jesse the whole
So
time.
nice. Even
But-
El Camino's like,
yeah.
you want, what kind of pizza you like? Yeah, pepperoni. That's a great one.
But Todd's a weird fucking character.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't even know how to explain him.
Weird.
Just weird, yeah.
Apparently, when Walt's up at the cabin and the Jeep pulls in, like he comes and opens the gate and he like does knock on the window, it like cuts right away. 'Cause apparently, when he hit the window,
Would
the
it break?
back window of the Jeep broke. So they just went like, whoop.
That would have been funny to keep.
Yeah.
Walt's like, oh.
Just the
Fuck.
dude gets out of the car. What are you doing?
I'll give you more
I kind
money.
of, I kind of would like to see that in like a blooper reel or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just that. Like,
Bryan Cranston's like, oh.
God damn it, I'm
shit."
strong.
The Walt Jr. Phone call footage, they apparently had to redo because, they shot the footage, they sent it on a plane back to California. They put it in one of those like trucks that take the luggage around right at the airport, and I guess it fell off on the runway. And then a fucking plane, like what are the chances a plane
Ran over it.
fucking just smashed those reels of that footage.
Damn.
So they had to reshoot that.
That was fucking unlucky.
How often that makes you? How often does that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Gretchen and Elliot on Charlie Rose was the last thing shot for the show. Apparently, they had
Huh.
to do it after the fact. So
That's odd. That's the last thing.
the Walt opening scene, getting in the car, that was on a set. Fake snow on the outside.
Yeah.
If you remember you might remember this. I don't know if you know this fact, but like when when the dudes are in the Poyos trucks,
Yeah.
you can see their breath.
Uh-huh.
They don't make them sit in a freezer. They
I didn't know that.
put a little piece of dry ice like in a cage, so you don't burn your mouth. So you're holding the cage in your mouth and you can see your breath.
Huh.
And
That's
so
cool.
Walt did the same trick as that thing last season here.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that one.
You got some dry ice?
No, I didn't.
Let's test that theory.
Yeah, definitely burn. Yeah, apparently they were like telling him, hey, like make sure you don't, because apparently a dude like got fed up with the cage, like not during Breaking Bad,
Dry
like,
ice
during
will-
a different,
You can't even touch it.
yeah, like during a
like-
different shoot for a different movie show. I don't know what the fuck it was. I think Vince was telling the story, and like the dude was just like, fuck it, I'll hold it, and he fucked his mouth all up.
Well, yeah. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I learned in like fucking third grade that you
Yeah, I
can't
know.
touch dry
well, yeah,
ice.
because you do. Yeah, I mean, I remember like they brought dry ice.
Yeah.
And they're like, everybody put on your gloves and you can handle it. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking dumbass.
Yeah. Cranston's wearing a wig and a prosthetic neck.
I knew that one.
So they had 7 miles of wire for all the squibs. For the last scene, the squibs that simulate the gunshots. And it was the guy, the special effects guy that was behind the scenes, called it like an old fashioned board, where basically you just like run it. It's a bunch of things where you touch, it goes off. Of course, I guess through the wire somehow. So literally, they like took a screwdriver through like a series of pegs, and just like and like all the shit's going off. So that was kind of cool. They could not set off any squibs with Walt and Jesse on the ground. So for that shot, they're like, get like buckets of the broken glass and they're just like making it look like a bunch of shit's going on.
That's cool.
You can't set this off, or we'll dump broken glass on you.
If I had to guess, it's probably that like sugar glass shit or whatever, you know.
Probably.
Which I'm sure is
Still
like,
not much
still
better.
probably doesn't feel great, right? the bird's eye shots were the last shots they could do because basically they had to remove the ceiling from that set, so they had to make sure they had all the horizontal shots and then shot the bird's eye shots. And then they pulled off the choking Todd. That dude wore like a really tight chain necklace, and so then it just, Jesse's like holding a chain behind him, and so it looks like he's choking him. So
Imagine if Aaron Paul actually just fucking strangled that guy on accident.
That's in the deleted
no, I'm
scenes,
not
too.
doing a second movie with you.
You're gonna be fat.
You fat.
I'd like to research if like that just like happened on accident, or I'm wondering about when they were shooting El Camino, because there's a season of Fargo he's on,
Well, he's also
and he's
on.
bigger, and I don't know if he was like needed that for the role. Or...
There's also some series on Netflix. He was in one of the episodes, and I'm drawing a blank on the fucking name of the series. But he was fat in that too. But that came out before El Camino as well.
So I'm wondering if he's just
He
fat
just got
now,
fat.
or if like he needed it for roles.
Yeah, he got money. He can buy whatever food he wants. He's like, time to
Look,
be fat.
I'm fat. I'm not like shitting on
Listen.
anybody. I'm just saying.
Listen,
continuity
I'm fat and I'm not
purposes.
rich.
I'm just saying continuity purposes. And if I was rich, you best believe I would have trainers and shit, and like there'd be no way I'd still be fat. Because if I have the money to like have people like yell at me and tell me I'm a bitch, like I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So. All right, well, that's all I got. This was Breaking Bad season 5, and we'll see you next time for El Camino, and I'm sure something else is next week, and yada yada.
Yada yada yada.
And subscribe. Email us consecratedshotline.com, Consecrated on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Constant Crisis. Thanks for listening, watching, and goodbye.
Stay horny.